my name is Katie, and welcome to the Greenland Quilter. As you can see, Myra, my friend, has joined me for my live today. So anyway, I'm a little tiny bit late, so sorry about that. I hope there'll be some people in here soon. Right now I can't see that anyone's in here, which is getting to be a norm these days. I hear noise.
It's 3:30. Babe, I thought it was 3:30.
No, on Saturdays it's at 3 o'clock. Sorry.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
No, I might not have told you that. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah,
I'm sure you told me.
Thursdays and Fridays. Hello, the 5 Georgia. I'm assuming that's, no, wait, the 5G. So sorry. Welcome, welcome. Okay. So what we're gonna do today, I'm gonna let Myra introduce herself and tell us what she plans on working on, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to work on. So what you working on, Myra?
Working on threading Lillian. Sorry. Okay. Lillian is my featherweight right here. And I am working on sewing very basting stitches around this edge. And these are as seen on TV glasses with lights and magnifiers. And I can't thread without them. I can sew without them, but I can't thread without them. So can you talk just a minute? I want to go get a final one of these and show everybody what it is.
Yep, sure. Okay, so here's what I plan on working on tonight. I finally got my Cotton Cuts Flyway Phoenix kit, and this is my colorway. They are Banyan Boutiques by Northcott Studios, and I'll show you the color on the back also. So this is a little pamphlet that always comes with the PMQ, because you need to hang on to this, because this is how you're going to do this mystery quilt along. Cotton Cuts calls us detectives, and each month we have a clue that we need to solve, so that by the time the 10th month gets here, we can resolve the whole case. And so I have been doing, this is number 18 for me, and I have enjoyed doing these mystery quilts, because it sure does, because you don't have to cut, you don't have to measure, you just sew based on the information. And I don't have a printout of the clue, but I have it on my Kindle here, and it walks you through each step of the way of what you're going to create for that month. And then you you label it each month. Like this, the one I'm doing now is for clue 1. And so when you do each section, it tells you to mark those pieces, because you're going to need them marked, so that when you get to the end, to the 10th month, you will know where to put what. Because if you don't label those pieces, you can easily get something in the wrong place, and that cause a problem. So hello, Christina, welcome, welcome. Hello, the Bud Files. Hello, Tampa, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, and also on the inside, it comes with information. So the information you will find on the inside of this is on the left side, there'll be puzzle, mystery, quilt tips and tricks. There's also something about mark your calendar. The 2025 fall PMQ opens for signups on May 30th, with first clues shipping out on July 25th. So you're probably saying, well, what does that mean? That means that in May, the second half of a new PMQ will come out. So twice a year, Cotton Cuts puts out a new case. So and it'll be a spring case, and it'll be a fall case, and it'll have a name. So for the spring case, we're doing Flyway, and that's about the migratory actions of birds. And from what I understand, sneak hearing from you guys, if you'll remember, I believe the one we're going to be doing in the fall will have to do with our oceans. So it's going to be a lot of fun. They always come up with some really cool cases that have, cool names and stuff like that. The one I'm working on is called the Phoenix, and I had shared 3 colorways of the flyaway on a poll in my group, Facebook group, and on my community tab for people to vote on, because I wanted to see where people's ideas of what they thought I should do. And everybody, of course, there was one where it was blues, and I think it was blues and purples batiks, but then they also saw this batik, because these are batiks. And a lot of them voted on the other one, but many people commented, I voted on the other one, but I really think you should do this one because it's a little outside your wheelhouse because of the greens in here, and because there's a lot of warm color in here also. So I decided to go by comments instead of the percentage, because a lot of people really thought this would be fun for me to do, and I am discovering that it's an interesting color. But I can try to show you. I'll put this up here. We can see this is the color. Uh-oh, I'm losing all my alphabetes. So anyway, these are the colors. So there's 3 shades of green, and I'm okay with that because this is, I don't use a lot of green in anything, and it'll be fun testing my how I feel about it. I think it's going to be beautiful regardless, but it definitely, I think, is going to take on a more fallish color, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm working on. Hello, Carrie. Hello, Elfish. Welcome, welcome. All right, and Myra's going to share with you guys what she plans on working on. And let me spotlight you.
So as I said before, I'm going to baste around the edge of this circle piece of fabric, because it's going to become this. Now you'll notice this is not the same fabric. This is smaller cards and this is a black background. But when I realized I didn't have enough of my card fabric, I could only find it in green with larger dudes, and that's okay, larger cards, and just black buttons on each side. And what these will end up being is, if you have small children, if you have someone with cerebral palsy or other issues where maybe arthritis in their hands and it's hard to hold playing cards, stick them right in here. What's in here is, there is one of these. There is a circle of batting. And I use polyester for this because I'm trying to use it up because I don't want to use it on my quilts. And there's a CD disc in there. And then I'm just basting all of this, and then you pull this, put the batting in, pull it around the CD. And when you have 2 of those, you pop them together like that. And then you sew a button on each side to keep them tight. And that's that. And this is what I gave for Christmas gifts to everybody in my family, except for I realized I didn't have enough. So I'm still making them. And I gave a new card game that I found that I really, really like. So anyway, because I'm all about fabric presents. I like to do fabric crafts.
Do you have any cards where you can show them what it looks like when you set the cards in it?
Sure. Let me get them.
Okay. Okay, so all of you who are already here, what's the weather like? Because I have something to tell you guys. The wind has been blowing for the last, I don't know, 2 days. It's not Bitterrock though. It's coming. This wind is from the south, and it has been, like I said, blowing for a couple days, and it's not been a bad wind, not enough to be too annoying. But our temperature today is 46 degrees Fahrenheit. And when you look out my kitchen, when you look out the kitchen, the kitchen window, it looks like the lake is thawing out. Look at her That's what she's making for everyone. Isn't that cool?
So even little hands, you know, I have a 5-year-old grandson, and he loves his because grandma made it. Of course, his mother had already bought him a plastic one, but we're not going to go there about the environment, are we?
I didn't know they even made such a thing.
Oh, you got to see it. It's really cute. The one that you can buy.
Yeah, I didn't know they made such a thing. Teresa, I'm sending it to you in Messenger.
How do you think my 91-year-old mother feels holding this thing?
She probably loves it. Oh,
No,
you mean that? Oh, that one? Why you
yeah,
have to hold the handle instead of like holding it like a group of cards?
yeah, you just hold the
Wow.
handle. This one's for little kids.
Oh, gotcha.
But I'm sorry, I'm shaking. I'm not nervous. I'm just today's a shake day.
Yep, I hear you. Okay. All
Anyway,
right. So let's go ahead and we're going to start sewing. So I have already started some parts of this. Well, I started what you would call clue 1A, and I'm this far into it right now. So now I got to sew these two together, and then we're going to put all this together so you can see how it looks.
Terry
Okay.
Quilts, I'm glad you liked it.
And I got, so we're going to make two of these. So we're going to have this. That's DC. And then DA, which is this one. And this one needs to be turned like this. So I'm using my Kindle to put this together. Okay, so we got C. Wait. Okay. I got this one turned the wrong direction.
Hello, hola, ¿cómo está?
C, D.
That's the extent of my Spanish, darling. I
Hi,
birthed
Marissa.
I birthed a Marisa Costales, but she's just as Anglo as I am.
It's good to see you, Maritza. Yeah, so I'm butchering it with my southern tongue, but whatever.
Maritza.
Yeah, I can't roll my tongue. I've tried. That rolling of that tongue's not going to happen.
It's all cool.
Yep. Most people in here know that it's kind of like me and my Greenlandic.
Tina? Anyone I haven't said
Tina?
hello to? Hello. If you see me looking to my left, it's because I have my phone on silent with the chat open so that I can be her wing lady, and we don't want to miss anybody or comments or questions. So
Okay. All right. So what I'm doing here, I'm sure you, let me turn it around. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this one to this one. Yeah, that's upside down. I don't know. This camera teases me. Anyway, we're going to sew this and this together, and I have to make two of them. That's how we're going to do it. I just got to make sure I have the right turned, the half square triangles turned in the right direction. Okay, so this is D. No, this is A. See, I got this one upside down. Oops, glad I caught that. I would have been upset. Hey, Robin Marie, welcome, welcome. Carrie says, I have a carton of CD blanks that have been sitting around. Now I know what to do with them. Thanks for sharing that idea.
can I show Robin this real quick?
Sure.
Okay. So Robin, what I'm working on is is delayed Christmas presents. It's a circle of fabric that I'm basting around. And then I put batting inside it. I put those two pieces over a CD. I put them together with two buttons. And then you put cards in it. If someone you know has arthritis or hand issues, or they're young, or you just don't want to hold your cards, there you go. So you hadn't seen that, and I know I've talked about it before, so I wanted you to see it. Thanks.
By the way, y'all, Teresa's going to come hop in with us tonight.
Yay!
So that'll be great. We'll see what she's working on. All right. I don't, has anybody tried to vote on the poll? Because did it work?
Good.
Huh?
Yes, it did.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was working because this Saturday one is from where I had to keep. I used the same information. Never mind. I'm not even going to bother explaining that because I don't know that I could. I cheated on setting up the live. Put it that away. Because this was from where I canceled a live and I just changed the dates on them. So I forgot I had a poll sitting in here, which is okay. The poll's great. All right, I need a leap. Oh, I already put it in there. Okay, good.
Thanks, Robin.
Okay.
What does it mean, Arlene? YouTube police love raid. I don't understand.
Who said that?
Arlene says YouTube police love raid with a heart. And I don't know what that means.
I know what that means. That means someone dumped people over here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Where did you come from, Arlene? It just means that they're dropping in because this is the first time I've seen Arlene in the chat. And welcome to the channel, by the way. Thank you for coming. Some channels will dump all of their people into another person's channel, and it's called a raid. It's something new, and I haven't figured out how to do the raid exactly, but that's what they've been doing. Raina says, I tried, but it said vote didn't go through. I keep trying. Okay, that means that it's not working properly. Hello, Belt Luke. Good to see you. Poll didn't work for her either. Okay, I'm just going to start a new poll. How about that? What do I want to start as a new poll? Let me see.
One.
Huh?
What was the answer to that one?
Egypt.
Got it right.
It was Egypt.
Only makes sense if they created paper, they had to have created the quilt too.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a website that shows all the stuff that has to do with Egypt. It's really cool. Okay, what do I want to do for a poll? Let me see here. Okay, let's do something. I've probably done this before, but I don't remember. Okay, how many of you only sew?
You didn't take your meds. Excuse me just a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
You didn't take your meds, Mom. You didn't eat lunch, did you? You didn't eat lunch, did you? You didn't eat lunch, did you? And you didn't take your meds.
I'm going to mute you, Myra.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. The question is, which one of these crafts do you like to do on a regular basis? So I'm putting sewing, crocheting, and knitting. Let me see here, embroidery and cross stitch. And then I'm going to add a fourth option that says all of the above. And let's do this poll. Hold on, it's not up yet. All right, now let's do this one. Let's see how what you come up. Those of you who don't do any of those, just tell me in the channel what you do. Yeah, Egypt was the answer. Yeah, this was from see what happened was, remember I took a week off and I canceled a Saturday live, and I had already created all the lives for that week that I ended up canceling. So all I did was just reuse the information, and I didn't realize I had set a poll in that one. That's why. But the goal is still the goal up there with me trying to raise funds from hardware is still active up there as far as I know. I'm not sure. Did a redirect to your live? Hope that's it. Oh, definitely. Thank you, Mr. YouTube Police. I appreciate that so much. For those of you who are channels, I'm going to give you a command that you can use for sharing your channel. And all you have to do is type the word !selfie, and you can share your channel link in the channel. Okay. All right. Now let me get on. Thanks for shouting out the love raid, y'all. Yeah, thank you for doing that, YouTube Police. I appreciate that so much. Anytime you can drop your people into mine, fine by me. You won't hear me complain. Hey, YouTube Police, how do you do the raid? Is it something within YouTube itself, or are you using Zoom, or are you using Streamlabs to do that with? Because I use Zoom on my lives. And I know I can share a link from YouTube where it can tell people to go there, but I don't know if that's the same thing as a raid or not. All right. Can everybody see what I'm doing okay? I hope you can. All right, I'm going to move my Phoenix card aside. All right. Katie, I was late. What are you working on? I am working on Clue 1 of the Flyaway Phoenix. Y'all are finally seeing the colors that all of y'all voted on. I finally got the kit, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago, something like that. I did make a pre-video for when I open the box, which I'll put on YouTube at some point. Probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to, here's my plan of attack here. I am 3 clues behind because it took that long for me to get my box. So I'm going to get all 3 of the clues done, and then I'm going to take pictures and add it to the video I already made of the unboxing of the kit. And that way you can see, you know, what comes in a kit. But I had bought the full kit because I'm always behind. I never get to finish with anyone. Hey, Tim, welcome. Nice to see you. Okay, now I have these 2 done. Now, my Kindle turned off, darn it, because it was idle. Okay, the next step we have to do, I've sewed these 2 together. So now what we're going to do is, I had already sewn these 2 pieces here together. So what we're going to do is we're going to be joining both of these. So the way this has us doing this is we are going to do DC, which is this color here. Right here, this is DC, and this is A right here, okay? And it's going to have us put this one where we have A down here and A up here with D here, okay? I hope that's right. Something doesn't look right. Something isn't right. Wait a minute. Hold on a minute, you guys. Bear with me. I need to see what I did wrong, because I think I did something wrong. All right, let me make this bigger where I can look at it. I got this one backwards. D. Oh, I'm confused. The yellow is okay, so C, D, but it's in the wrong direction. Okay, I have to take these out, both of them out. Darn it. Because they're in the wrong direction. See, this is what happens when you have someone like me who's angle challenged. What?
I unmuted me.
Oh, it's okay.
Thank you. I said, hello, Sylvia. Welcome, welcome. And anyone else who came in while I was up and around.
So as you can see, guys, this is real life here. Katie already made a mistake, include one on the first step. Got the triangles turned all in the wrong direction. As usual, that is me, unfortunately. I always do this. I don't know why I keep doing it. Sometimes it's very frustrating.
Does anyone have any helpful hints that might help those of us that are directionally sometimes challenged?
I don't think there's any help for that.
There's got to be some little trick.
I don't know. I do this a lot. It's the same over and over mistake. And then I have to get the seam ripper out to deal with it.
I love me some Jack. Just saying.
That's so weird about that name.
It's really probably politically incorrect, but oh well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, if you because we all know what Jack the Ripper did.
Yeah.
And I don't like I for some reason I have a hard time calling it Jack because it's associating with it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this stitch, I'm just having to take these pieces apart. I'm not having to redo all of it. I just have to turn these half square triangles around to the right direction. And so what I'll do is I'll lay them out and then sew them. That way I don't get them confused again. That's the first thing I got to do. But I got to get them all ripped out again. And I'm going to go ahead and press them real quick. That way I can get them laying flat for sewing. Make sure my iron is hot because it went to sleep. Hi, Denise. Hi, I agree with you 100% about the Jack thing. Yeah, I don't want to start a argument here, but you know, there's some things that I just can't. And that's one of them. Call it happy accident so you don't get frustrated. Hey, that's a great way of looking at it, Robin. Let's see here. Hi, Carrie Quilts. Welcome. If I come up with any, I will share them. Laugh out loud. Talking about hints.
Yes. I'm sure she is.
Awesome. Yeah, because I don't know that there's a way to get around this. I mean, I just have to pay better attention. Sometimes I think this happens because I'm tired. Like I worked on some of this last night after my live and I was already tired. That could have contributed to it. Or it's just because I'm not paying good enough attention. Either way.
Calls him Jake the Fixer. That makes me think about Jake from State Farm, not pushing any company.
I have a question for all of y'all. Let's see what I can stir up here. Why do human beings feel the need to name inanimate objects? Let's see what your take is on this. I would like to know because I don't, I'm curious why people do that. Stable live here. What's your take on that? Because you name your machine a name. So tell me why you do it.
So this singer right here, this featherweight, is called Lillian, named after my dad's mother, my grandmother, who died when I was 10, that I didn't know very well, but she did hand quilting. She hand quilted the tops. She hand quilted, the quilt sandwich. And so I called this machine Lillian in honor of her. I think humans, somebody that has a better memory than me, help me out here. Is it, it begins with an A and an N. It's a word, anthropomorphizing or something. It's a word that means we give human characteristics to like our animals or whatever, or inanimate objects. I grew up and my car always had a name. It's just something that we've always done. And I think a part of it is human nature um, to care about things. And if we name it, we own it and we can invest in it. Just my little.
Yeah, I can see about the animals because animals are living and giving them names makes sense. But something that doesn't breathe or eat or live, that's what I have trouble with. I don't understand the concept.
I'm saying we give inanimate objects names.
Yeah.
A lot of things. Other, cars, sewing machines, a lot of things we do it to.
Let's see what everybody said, if anybody says anything in the chat about it. Hey, Laura Suck, welcome. So no one in the channel wants to answer that question I just asked? Oh, wow, I'm shocked.
Typing, I think.
Don't be shy. I want to know we're not going to get in an argument over it. I just, I know some of you name your machines, name your cars and everything else. To me, my machine already has a name, so why would I name it something else? That's why I don't, and I never, now sometimes when my very first car was a 1967 Pontiac GTO, and a lot of people called that car the goat. I really never understood what the analogy was with it being called the goat, and I still don't. But sometimes I would call it my goat, but only because I didn't, understand why it was called that. But a lot of people call GTOs a goat. It was interesting. All I know is I stayed in trouble with that car. I had a good time with that car. Every cop in Columbia County knew who I was because I was always in trouble. Laura says, I named my machines after my grandma who taught me to sew. See, okay, just like Myra.
So she doesn't understand that need. And I bet Robin is more of an analytical than a touchy-feely.
Sylvia says, I named my two featherweight sewing machines Willow and Greta just because I love those names. I don't know what your problem is, but it's too early, Nora. And I'm going to put you in the hallway if you don't stop. Ooh, I'm sorry, but this is me. I got to work, baby. I think my dog is feeling slightly neglected this past 2 or 3 days with me working. Huh, didn't rip this one out? I think I missed one. It looks like I didn't rip one out. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm ripping out seams because I put my half square, for those who just come in, I'm ripping out a seam because I have my half square triangles turned the wrong direction. No, get down. Good girl. Where's your ball? Go find your ball. Go find your ball. Where's your ball? Find your ball. Robin says, yeah, I don't like people touching me. Yeah, I don't like strangers touching me either. Okay. Sometimes it's nice to think of those who taught me and have passed out. That's why I honor them with naming the machines. See, y'all have answers for why you do it. Hi, Shelby. Shelby says, I don't feel the need to name machines. I do usually call them her, though. Yeah, it's kind of like me talking about our planet. I'll say Mother Earth or Mother Nature or Old Man Winter, when winter's here. And for those that just came in, our temperature right now is 46 degrees. We are 4 degrees away from 50. I just can't. I'm so shocked because when I look, the last couple, well, maybe the last few days, I've noticed the lake because there's snow sitting on top of the lake, a little bit of snow, not a lot, because it's melting because of the wind. I noticed that it's taking on a dark color, and I'm thinking the lake might be thawing out. You know what? I think I'm right because when I looked at it today through the kitchen window, I'm like, oh my goodness, it is melting. Look who just come in for him. Uh-oh, there she is. Hey there, girlfriend.
Hey there, how's it going?
It's going good. What you been up to lately?
Nothing.
Nothing. Is everything okay your way? Are you still
Yeah,
getting cold weather like everybody else that's up north?
it's cold and windy today.
What's your temp there today?
I think it's about 47 or right around there.
We are 46 degrees, Teresa.
Oh, we're about the same then.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's windy and cold and
The lake
cloudy.
is-
Cloudy.
it looks like the lake is melting.
Oh,
I don't know if they've issued I I don't know where they usually issue a warning or I don't know what you call it, but saying stay off the lake. And I bet you they've issued one already because it looks like it's not safe.
yeah. You probably wouldn't want to be out there on it when it's
Nope,
thawing.
nope, not hardly.
No.
That would be a bad idea.
Hi, Myra.
Hello.
Have you
Hello.
I can't remember if you two met each other on Zoom or not.
No,
Okay,
we
Teresa,
haven't.
this is my friend, longtime friend Myra. Myra, this is Teresa, and Teresa lives off the west end of the United States.
Yeah, I live in Idaho.
So what time is it there right now?
What time?
Yeah.
1:42.
Yep, see, she's in early afternoon. Okay, let me see what else is going in the chat. Robin says it's 78 degrees. Shelby, Laura says to Shelby, I purchased a few machines lately and am running out of names. That's funny, Laura. How many machines? Oh, that's a really good question. Here's a new question. How many machines do you own? Put it in the chat. Let me make sure I got these colors right. C, D, D, A.
I'm going to answer your last question
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
about naming things.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think it's just easier to have a name, a good name for something, rather than just calling it my brother's sewing machine. I can just name it. I don't know. I don't personally really name things other than my dogs. So,
You want to hear something funny about that? I had a cat. I don't remember if Myra met the cat or not. I don't remember because it was the last cat I had before I moved to Greenland. One of my horse riding friends had a litter of kittens, and her daddy was making her get rid of the kittens. And so the kitten wasn't even weaned, believe it or not. I had to bottle feed it like a nut because he was going to go drown all of them. And so she says, "Hey, would you take the cat? Because I know you used to have Merlin, and Merlin disappeared on you and made you upset." And I'm like, "Okay." And I had Ichi. That Ichi was because Largo, my German Shepherd, had already passed, so it was just me and Ichi. I'm like, "Okay." Ichi had never had a litter of puppies. She had been fixed. And when I brought that little kitten home, she mothered that kitten. That kitten would try to nurse her and she would let the kitten do it. It was hilarious. But anyway, I had that cat over a year before I moved to Greenland, and the cat was bigger than Ichi was, and them two played like they were siblings, but I never could come up with a name for the cat. So it was the cat with no name. Because I just couldn't find the right name for him. And I wish I could have brought him with me, but I couldn't. It's so expensive just bringing one dog overseas because of all the hoops you have to jump through.
Yeah.
And it get because some stuff like the health certificate wasn't that pricey. It was the doggone rabies blood work you have to do to make sure there's no rabies in the system other than the vaccination. And then we had to have her revaccinated again within like 7 days of travel. And I'm like, that's really stupid, but okay. Because she was already vaccinated because I was religious about getting my dog vaccinated. Can you hear Whiny Butt down here?
Yeah,
Whiny?
and that can make a dog sick too if they get their vaccinations.
Yeah. I asked
Seems-
the veterinarian if
seem
it
like
was going to be risky. He told me not normally, but it could happen. But she didn't get sick. But it was annoying to me to have to pay twice for vaccinations. But
Yeah.
the European Union has rules. And since Denmark's part of the European Union, and the interesting thing is when I came through the airport with her to go, and you have to pass through customs on your way out of the airport. I walked right through, and I'm like, wait a minute, you're not going to ask to see my dog papers because half of the papers was supposed to go to them. And I turned around and I came back. I said, you're just going to let me walk through with this dog and not say nothing? And they're like, okay, since you brought it up, let me see. Because it was Greenland has rules, and so does like I said, the European Union. And Greenland's a little different on their rules, but it's similar. They still have to have certain things because people bring dogs in and out of Denmark all the time and bring them here to Greenland. So I had to make, and we were traveling through Kangerlussuaq, which the rule is you're not supposed to have dogs north of the Arctic Circle, but we flew in north of the Arctic Circle, which is interesting.
Have dogs north of the Arctic Circle.
No dogs are allowed north of the Arctic Circle. 0.
Because why?
Because they don't want dogs crossbreeding their sledge dogs. The sledge dog population of Greenland is the oldest living domesticated working dog in the world. And it's going to be in the Guinness World. They're putting it in the Guinness World Book of Records this year because they don't want the gene pool to be polluted by mixed breed dogs. It's to say there's a rule even in Iceland about their horses. There's no horses in Iceland except Icelandic horses. And if an Icelandic horse leaves Iceland, it can never return back to Iceland. Because they too are trying to keep the gene pool pure. This is how you make a group of animals live a long time, by not allowing it to, be crossbred, make designer animals out of them, So I get the rule. I just told Nikolai, I said, we'll never live north of the Arctic Circle because of that little rule, because I'm not living without a dog. Nora, stop.
Week without my Dempsey, but I'm doing okay.
Maybe you could get a smaller dog.
Not anytime soon, not while I'm still going back and forth between my house and my mom's house, because I'm not going to leave it for a month at a time. So, and O'Malley, my cat, doesn't care whether I'm there or not. much. So
O'Malley's a cool cat.
yeah, he's an American short hair with the classic M on his little face and big, big, big green eyes.
Dempsey likes Nikolai a lot.
Oh yeah. There's my O'Malley.
Nikolai's not such a cat person, but he loves dogs.
You see Katie? Look up.
Oh, sweetie pie. Before I forget, Teresa, let me spotlight you and you tell everybody what you're working on.
Okay.
So I was wondering.
And tell them about your channel also.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name's Theresa Louise. I Quilt Too is my channel name. And I do quilting, sewing, quilting, not just quilts, but, I make other projects, sewing projects too, and craft projects and art quilts. So like collage quilts. And I like to draw and paint and, kind of dabble in all kinds of different things. Normally, I try to go live on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I have a dog that spends time with me upstairs. Her name is Willa. She's a border collie mix. So she's half border collie and half Australian shepherd.
Oh, nice.
I think she looks border collie and Dalmatian, but
Oh, really?
I wasn't there, so no. Because she has the spots like a Dalmatian,
Yeah.
and she has the black around her eyes like eyeliner,
Yeah.
which Dalmatians have that also. And we have one other dog. Her name is Annie. She's a chocolate lab, but she hangs out with my husband. It's his dog. So 2 females. And let's see. What I'm working on today is I'm doing a Quilt of Valor block for my sewing group, my local sewing group, because I think the meeting is next week and I have to have it done for, because I like to put everything off until the last minute.
Hey, you're not a procrastinator, are you?
Oh my God. I am the biggest procrastinator you will ever meet.
Yep. Join
And
me. We need to have a club.
as I get older, it only gets worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I never used to do that. I used to be a go-getter when I was younger. I was get stuff done, I was right on it. But
I think when I was younger, I did it in spurts.
I guess I'm retired.
Yep. Retirement is good. Hello, Fran and Jean. Welcome, welcome. And if I missed anyone that just came in, hello to
So
you guys too.
Here's the block. So everybody in the sewing group does a block, and then one person takes them all and sews them all together. And then another person, there's a couple of us that will do the long arming on them. And then we give out 2 Quilt of Valors a year.
Nice.
So and it's usually somebody that lives in the community or has lived here. I think we're starting to run out of people in our community. So we might have to start, going out there a little bit, but.
Told me that I could actually do a quilt of valor for my daughter, but and have someone could quilt it for me because of her being a veteran.
Yeah. This is the block that goes here on F. And then it's blue and white for the other pieces.
That's
So I
awesome.
have to pay attention. It's kind of like almost like a log cabin block, you know.
Yeah.
It's a variation of a log cabin, I think.
Well, it looks like it's going to be pretty.
Yeah, I'll show it to you when I get it done. So you
Okay.
can take me off a big screen if you'd like. I think I'm done.
Okay, now everybody's answering my question about how many machines. Teresa, how many machines do you have?
I have 5 machines,
Wow.
and you want to know what they are?
Sure, go ahead and tell us.
Okay. I have my first sewing machine that I've had for years is a Kenmore, and it's
Hmm.
just a, little regular. I mean, that thing is still going. It works great. And yeah, that thing will sew anything. I've made leather shirts out of with it. You know, it's a great little machine. I think I got it like at Weimar. Um, and I've had that one for like, I don't know, 25 plus years. And then I got a Bernina that was Brandon's mother's, and it's a 910. So it's an old machine too. And boy, those really make a really nice straight stitch.
Wow.
Um, then I bought this Brother, and it's the PQ 1500 SL, and it's just a straight stitch. And I've had it for 6 or 7 years, and I bought it because it I put it on my long arm frame. I didn't have a long arm, I just had the frame, and I put it on the long arm frame, and I used it like that for a couple of years before I actually bought the long arm, because I wanted to make sure I was going to keep doing this, so it worked really good. As you don't have very much room to quilt, you got like 6 to 4 inches, you know,
Yeah.
but it still goes faster than trying to wrangle it by hand. And then I have a Viking that is also an embroidery machine. And then my long arm is a Unique 15R. I think it's a R.
Oh, y'all
And
lucky people with long arms.
and I have that featherweight. This featherweight,
Nice.
which it sews really good too, but I don't like the foot on those at all. It really, after using it for, half hour to an hour, my foot really starts to hurt. So I don't like the foot pedal.
That makes
So
sense.
that's why I don't use it. Somebody told me I could get a different foot pedal for it. So I need to call the featherweight shop and see
That
what
might be
they
a good idea.
recommend.
Is the foot one of those where it's made of metal and you have to put quite a bit of pressure to bend it down?
Yeah, you got to use your foot a certain way. Yeah, that.
Yeah, because my mom's Singer sewing machine, I don't know which one it is, because my brother's too lazy to tell me, but hers had a metal foot on it, but it wasn't a featherweight, but it was a machine from probably the late 60s, more than likely.
So with my
I
big
think
toe,
Okay, let's see here. Now we're gonna look at the chat. Raina says she has 4. Sylvia's 9. Wow. Robin says 3. Myra says 3. 2 inherited in her featherweight. Katie, I have 6 newer machines, but too many antique machines to count. I may need a 12-step program. Oh my goodness. Laura says, Katie, I have 6. Wait, I already read that one. Sorry. Carrie says, I have 3 machines. Laugh out loud until I get my quilting machine. And then let me see here. Laura says, Carrie, my new long arm should be delivered sometime around the 24th of April. Laura says, I have 3 sergers that I haven't counted in the sew. Wait, she has 3 sergers that she hasn't counted in the sewing machine count. I definitely have a serious problem. Teresa says 5 plus 1 long arm. Let me see here. Raina says, I don't name mine, but each machine is a different brand, so I refer to them by that. Bernina, Brother, Faf, and a new home. I've never heard of that one. Let me see here. Laura. Raina says, I might have you beat on that, Teresa. Francis, I have 2 Berninas, a 790 Pro and a K Facet 475. Wow. Carrie says, I am using a PG 1500 on my frame right now. And that's everyone. And Sylvia said she ordered a new foot pedal and it works wonderfully. And Sylvia says her too. Yeah. Okay, now we're caught up. And I'm still dabbling with these half square triangles because my dog disappeared. She must have got aggravated.
Yeah, she got tired of waiting on you.
I think she has cabin fever really bad because when I let her out well, first off, I let her outside about 4 a.m. this morning because I was still awake. And I'm like, one more potty patrol before I do go to bed. And I went to the bathroom to do the same thing. And I hear her bark and then come running in the house. And she runs straight for the bathroom and all the hair is up on her back. And I'm like, and she's still barking while she's looking at me and then looking at the door. And I'm like, something spooked her. So after I got done, I went outside to look. I couldn't see what it was. It must have been another dog. More than likely, it was probably a big, scary dog. Or some human being went walking by the house at 4 o'clock in the morning, which that happens a lot. All right, let me see now if I can get all these turned the right direction, which I'm thinking, no, I won't. So this is A, D, and A. And I think I still sewed these the wrong.
Goodbye, YouTube, please.
See you later, YouTube police. That is an interesting name. Oh my goodness. Y'all.
They're cooking a bear, but maybe not.
What now?
Sylvia said a bear?
No, no bears. There's no ice here yet.
Oh.
The ice is still stuck in Prince Christian Sound, so maybe it'll stay there and not come this way. I'm hoping to see icebergs soon, though. Maybe this will be the year for icebergs instead of sea ice. But so far, we have the sea ice is still sitting around Prince Christian Sound. And for those that don't know where that's at, you'll have to go Google Prince Christian Sound, Greenland, and follow the map. You'll see where it's at. But it's a fjord that runs from the east coast to the west coast. And it's the most beautiful place I have ever seen in my life. I want to go and visit it again. But I have a little news for you guys. I talked to Torben about maybe us going to Nanotalik so that I could go see the tree forest because they planted a forest back in 1959. And now some of those trees are 3 to 6 meters tall. That means they're pretty tall. And I'm going to go pay it a visit and video the whole dang thing while we walk through it. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it in August.
They're 60 years old. How tall is a meter? I don't know that stuff.
You don't know
Lori,
how many inches is in a meter stick? A meter is almost the same thing as a 1 yard, only 2 inches more or something.
so 38 instead of 36.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, so you're saying they're about 9 feet tall.
Hmm.
Wow. In 60 years, they're only 9 feet tall?
They're slow growing conifers.
Oh, okay.
We have a conifer. We have 3 conifers here in town. And the reason I'm calling them conifers is because I don't know which genus they are. They're not the genuses I'm used to seeing in Florida because we don't have that many of these northern type trees in Florida. So there's 3 of them in town and they have trunks on them like this. I mean, they're huge, but they're not very tall. They're about 10 feet tall, 11 feet tall, so it's pretty normal for here because you only get about 90, wait, no, 3, 6, 9. You might get about 120 days of warm enough temperatures for growing, and then they automatically go into sleep mode.
That's pretty normal for climates like yours, or even in the United States and the really high elevations, the trees don't grow tall.
No.
A lot of it is because of the cold and because of the wind. Cold wind. Yeah.
I think that if Greenland continues to warm the way it's doing, it's probably going to change a lot of things around here. Because this town, everybody's been on a tree planting spree over the last 5 years. Heck, I'm fixing to plant some more trees in the spring in the yard.
I was going to ask you about that. One of the pictures or video showed your town and everything from, up high. And I'm like, why, how come nobody planted any trees? There's no.
Those videos are very deceiving because, and I will try my best because I'm going to do another walkthrough from top of Princess Mountain down, which is usually what you've been seeing in the video where all the houses go all the way up to the top. When you're walking down, there's trees everywhere.
Oh,
this 1 yard, oh my God, that whoever had originally built that house and built that garden has to be, I don't know, 60 years old probably, because some of those Arctic willows have trunks on them. They're massive. The trees are not taller than the house. The only tree I saw that was taller was the it's a poplar tree. It's an Arctic poplar. And there is a few of those around town that are taller than some buildings, but they're not tall like, that most people, I don't know, people, do you know the difference between an ornamental tree versus a regular tree?
Well, like an ornamental tree would be like the trees I have out here,
They would be like they're small trees that don't get real tall.
Yeah.
And so based on what I can see here in town, that poplar tree is a small ornamental tree. So it's never going to get more than maybe 12 feet tall, maybe 12 to 15 feet. And a regular tree can get all the way up to like 100 and something tall, depending on the species. Like a laurel oak can get to be 150 feet tall if it's allowed to progress and doesn't get hit by lightning or something. Y'all, I'm re-ripping all these out because I still turned them the wrong way. So I'm sitting here wasting minutes re-ripping the same thing.
Those card holders are pretty cute that you're making.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. I'd rather hold one of those than that plastic thing you had. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, you can't even lay that on the table without, showing your. Myra, I think you've come up with a great invention.
Oh, it's not my invention. Other people have been doing it for years.
Oh,
I copy really well.
don't we all?
Or wait, let's not use the word copy. I reproduce really well in every aspect of that phrase.
Do you remember and I haven't seen these in a long time, but they used to be really popular. It was a coupon wallet. You remember those?
Oh yeah.
Those were pretty cool. But I just don't see them all that much anymore. Maybe it's because all the coupons are online now, or
Absolutely. That's it.
Boy, has technology gone far.
yeah. Well, I know when I lived over by Baker City, Oregon, they had a Safeway, and before I'd go shopping, I'd go on to their website, and then I would add everything that was on sale or you needed a coupon. I would just add it into my account, my cart, and then when I went through the checkout, everything would just go done. I didn't need no, you know, paper coupons. And that was at least 7 years ago.
And when
I haven't used a paper coupon in I don't know how long. But I remember getting those in the Sunday paper. I mean, that was the one thing that you looked forward to was all
yeah,
your
the highlight of our day, cut coupons out in the Sunday paper.
cutting out paper coupons.
I was always looking for them because it was a great way to save money for food for kids, you know.
Yeah,
And I used to save a ton of money that way.
yeah, me too. One time I did my coupons and I had like close to $300 worth of food and I only spent like $46 or something
Yeah,
like that.
I've done that too. Oh my gosh. The grocery store attendant would be like, wow.
Yeah.
Hello, Sean. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, and Lori's here too.
Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome. And
And
hello, Alibaba. Welcome. I'm sorry I didn't say it. It's Alibaba Furball. Do you have a first name so I can learn your first name?
hi, Lori. Hi, Abby. Hi, Sean.
Raina says her home in Arkansas sold a couple of years ago when she retired, had a huge oak tree that the Arboretum had estimated between 150 and 160 years old. Yeah, they get quite up there. The University of Florida had a live oak in the center of, I'm trying to think where at in University of Florida because I saw it in person. That tree was 300 years old. And when they had a hurricane come through in I want to say between 2018 and 2020, it destroyed that tree.
Oh,
It was sad because when I saw it, it had been through so many hurricanes and they had steel cables running throughout the tree to try to help protect it. But this hurricane that came through Florida that year was so bad there was no stopping the damage. It made a lot of people sad to see that tree get destroyed.
Furball is John.
Hi, John. I will try to remember that. So I'm sitting here picking out stitches and then I'll redo this one more time. Someone is messaging me. I don't know who, but I'm going to ignore it. Okay, so what is everybody working on today? Or are you just chilling today? And don't forget to do the poll up top. And for those of you that don't do anything that's listed on the poll, tell us in the chat what you like doing. I wish that you could add like more options.
Henry, please. Right, Katie?
Huh?
Family friendly things you like to do.
Yeah. I mean, it could be fishing, hunting, building houses. I don't know, something. What do you do that you enjoy a
Fishing,
lot?
fishing is my favorite thing.
I
My
like fishing
favorite
too.
outdoor activity is fishing.
Fishing's fun.
Camping.
Being in Math Geek.
Hey, Shelby. Shelby is math geek.
Hi, Shelby. Hi, Fern.
Shelby plays instruments. She's in an orchestra.
Awesome. What do you play?
I forget what she plays, but she'll tell you. Hey, Fern King, welcome, welcome. And I'm glad to see you made it through the question thing on my group, so you could get in. The bot wouldn't let her in yesterday because she didn't answer the questions. John says, I used to be a bait fish harvester for sport fishing. Wow, that's interesting. Shelby says, hope everyone is doing well. Robin says she's making chicken, rice, and vegetable soup. Laura says she's craving chocolate, and she never craves. I want chocolate. So bad.
Math Geek plays the violin in 2 orchestras. Fern says she's hand sewing the binding on her wall hanging. Awesome.
That's awesome.
And Laura's craving chocolate, and she never craves chocolate.
Geez, I crave chocolate all the time, every day.
It's funny how we have cravings.
If I don't have any chocolate on hand, then I'll have a hot cocoa.
Oh, that helps.
Carrie's playing with scraps today because her scrap bin is overflowing, so she's dealing with that today.
Yeah, I have a lot of scraps, and I keep sewing scrap blocks, and I still seems like my scrap pile still keeps multiplying. It's too funny with that. Now let me see it here.
I went to a sewing day at a quilt shop, and one of the ladies literally reached in her bag. She had a brown paper bag and reached in the bag, and whatever she pulled out is what she attached to what she was sewing. And I just don't think I could ever do that. She just did it. And I couldn't. I just couldn't. Too
So
anal retentive.
So you're not you couldn't sew just scraps into something
I,
improv style?
no, what if you put colors that flashed beside it? No, gosh, no,
That's
no,
not
no,
the
no.
that's not the name of the game with scrap block making.
I don't care. I'm a Libra, symmetry in all things.
So you probably wouldn't like a quilt that had 100 colors in it, would you?
Yes, I know about your quilt with 100 colors.
No,
I love
I'm
that
going to
for
make one. I
you.
haven't done it yet.
I know, and I love that for you.
Well, if it's like all the same designer and fabric line, they all match. So
Mine's just going to be a mix of boutiques when it happens. I just don't have quite 100, I don't think. And I still
Well,
haven't
thank
gotten.
you, Rena. I appreciate that. She has to plan and couldn't just randomly select. Thank you. Thank you very much. You feel me.
Carrie says she could do that if the colors coordinate each other.
Wow,
Fern says
Fern.
she's a Libra and she mixes everything. And Allie says, John says, what a nice way of saying that mess isn't mine, it is yours. Laugh out. That's a good one.
Me, the sweet friend. So Fern, you'll love this. After my divorce from my children's father, after almost 20 years, and I actually got to pick out furniture that I wanted, I went really avant-garde and bold, and I got a plaid couch that came with floral throw pillows, extra pillows.
Wow.
Plaid and floral, y'all. I had that in my home. So our furball says, I like matching and blending colors myself. I could just smash colors together though. Well, good. Denise says the theme of the quilt is what you're trying to achieve. If it's scrappy, there are no rules. Otherwise, yes, symmetry is the goal.
Yep.
And Math Geek says, that's cool, Laura. In my humble opinion, all those are all related, very detail oriented and organized. I'm the same way.
Hey, Denise. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Denise.
Oh, we might get this done one way or the other if I can get these in the right darn direction for a change.
So, Katie, can I tell you about my Saturday shop hop?
Sure.
So for those of you that don't know, I'm a native Floridian, and for 3 years we have done an all Florida shop hop through a company in Ohio, and they're wonderful. They put it together so beautifully, and quilt stores participate. It's fun. And so Saturday finished my region. And Robin, sorry, I got to read this. Robin says, I'm a Gemini and there's a method to my madness, but I haven't figured it out yet. And Denise says, my husband bought a plaid cat couch back on his tour of duty in England. Out of respect, I let it hang around for about 6 months. Then it had to go. It's not for everybody, but that was my defiance right there. That plaid couch with floral throw pillows. But anyway, so Saturday, I finished my Northwest Florida region by going to Milton, a shop in Milton, and 3 shops in Pensacola. And I had that quilt top that I bought already finished, and I took it into A&E Fabrics in Pensacola, which is this humongous crafting fabric store. I mean, it's not just fabrics, it's a lot of stuff. It's just huge, huge, huge. Anyway, so we spent an hour and a half walking up and down trying to find a backing for this top. And I found one, but it was only 43 wide. And then I'd have to piece my backing, and I don't like to do that. So I'm going to go to my hometown quilt shop, Quilted Twins, and get 108-inch backing. But anyway, if I don't have anything in my stash, which I'm kind of thinking I actually may have something, but I got a pin minder. Yeah, I saw you look up. I got a pin minder, and I got your book, your magazine, Katie.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry.
And I actually got you 2 block cards.
Oh, thank
2 of the originals, but you'll have way more than that, but it just won't be on the actual block card.
you. Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah. So anyway,
That's
so I was
awesome.
excited about that.
Oh, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Denise says, this happened yesterday too. And she says, I agreed with you earlier about calling a seam ripper Jack. Yeah. Shelby says, I need to organize my 108s and get some more quilts on the long arm. I need some 108s so I can get, I have 16 quilt tops that need quilting. And it's going to grow some more before I think I'll have, I bet by the end of the, I'm thinking by the end of the year, I'll have at least 4 more quilt tops probably. Maybe. If I get off my butt and work harder, I might have more than that.
Okay, my block is done.
Look at that. It looks, oh, let me spotlight. Hold on.
Beautiful.
Everyone can see. Wow, look at that. That
That's
looks
just
great.
lovely.
So when the quilt gets done and they piece it all together, I'll take a picture of it, post it on the Facebook group so you can see what it looks like. I have no idea how this is going to be put together, but should be interesting.
So now what do you work on?
Yay,
Yeah,
I can
you only make one or you got to make multiples?
No, I only have to make one.
I need to see if my bot is awake. I haven't seen it posting anything. Ah, there it is. I just posted. Y'all, if you have not gone to Theresa Louise's channel, I have posted her link. Please go over there and like and subscribe, and later after the live, watch some of hers. Give her some watch hours.
Thank you, everybody. And hi, Shelby.
All right. Let me see here. Did I miss anything? Nope. Okay, now I got this darn thing in the right direction, in case you can tell by the camera. Yep, there it is. Now it's all going in the right direction.
Can you spotlight that camera?
I only ripped it out 3 times. I don't know what's with me.
Pretty.
So anyway, now all I got to do is sew this seam right here, and then it'll be ready. And then we're going to join it to the other stuff. Okay, let's get these sewn together.
Did you guys see what was in the last month's sew sampler box?
No, but let me spotlight you and you show it to us.
There was some pretty neat things. I'll probably show it tomorrow too, but you know.
Were you trying to save it for tomorrow?
I want to try this little vacuum cleaner out that they sent.
They sent a vacuum cleaner?
Yeah, okay. So this is from March.
Okay.
Okay. So we got this little vacuum cleaner. We got some iron cleaner.
Nice.
And we got endurance blade, rotary blade.
Is it just one or is it 2?
I think it's just one.
Wow. And I bet it's $10 for that.
Oh, it's probably more than that. Those things are expensive. Let me look in the book. I'll see what it is. $14.98. $14.98.
That's crazy for a blade. When you can go to Amazon and buy the same thing for way less.
Yeah. That's the pattern for this month.
Oh, that's a pretty quilt top.
Yeah, it's called Waterfall.
Nice.
And last month was the end of the sew along for Peaceful Baskets.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see.
So do you have all your baskets done so far?
No.
Okay.
I'm only, let's see, how many did I make? I only made 6 of them.
Okay.
And that's all I'm going to make because I got tired of making them. But you got the pattern for the last block number 12, and then the finishing pattern.
That's good.
So this month they'll start something new. And then the this is really cool. We actually got 10 fat quarters.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't remember ever getting 10 fat
Yeah.
quarters.
So
And they are Riley Blake, called New Beginnings. And I'll show them to you in a second.
do any of y'all know who Debbie Norton is? Or Horton, sorry, Debbie Horton. Anyone in here know Debbie Horton? Go ahead, Teresa. Sorry. Just made me think of something.
Jody,
Denise, no, there's not an age limit. But you have to remember, we have a really small town, but there's, other small towns in our area too. So we can always find somebody. Somebody always knows somebody for a quilt of valor,
Yeah, that was why I was asking about whether my daughter could get one, because I thought maybe I was wondering if there was a term limit or minimum for someone to qualify for a quilt of valor. Because my daughter was just in the Navy 4 years, and
Well,
I didn't know if that qualified her or not.
it used to be that quilt of valor was given to people who served during wartime.
Right.
Okay.
That's
But
what I
I think
thought.
yeah. And then they had the other one was the quilt of honor. And
Mhm.
that one was given to anybody who served.
Okay.
But I think Quilt of Valor has changed their rules now. And now I think it's to anybody who served. But you have to go online and look at it. I haven't read the rules in a long time, so uh, I'm not 100% sure.
So that's everything in the box?
Um, yeah, that's everything in the box. The fabric is by Sandy Grievous.
I think that might be a new designer.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
That is pretty.
Very light, cinnamon colors. But I want to check out this vacuum cleaner.
That's what I want to see. I wish someone would come out with a vacuum cleaner that has a little skinny tube where you can stick it down in your machine and suck out all the dust.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. It's pink.
Oh, look there.
And it has the Fat Quarter Shop logo on the top. And it has little brushes on the bottom.
Nice.
And I guess it's chargeable. It comes with a little charger. So I might have to charge it up. Comes with a little brush.
Yep.
And then it has this little thing, little suck for, put on the bottom here. If you want to try get in somewhere, like into the feet of your sewing machine or whatever.
Oh, so it does have a little thing on it. Oh, cool.
Yeah, little thing on it. Crevice tool, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fern says hers is black.
Okay, it's already charged up. Hers is black.
That's what she said. So there was different colors to that, sounds like. Hey, Sean, what are you working on? Good to see you in my live, by the way. Does it seem strong? Or is it me?
It has a little on off. Could you hear it?
Just a little tiny bit. But this Zoom blocks out noise. Yeah, I barely can hear it.
Yeah, I think I have the noise blocker thing on.
Yeah, me too.
So it does suck up little threads.
Oh, that's good. Sean, did you
Well, I
end
think
up
that,
getting? Oh, sorry.
that's okay. I think it would might be good for your mat because these little things on the bottom here,
Yeah. The little brushes?
little brushes. Yeah, thank you. It would kind of pick those up out of your cutting mat
Uh-huh.
and then suck them up.
That's good.
Huh. And let's see. I'm going to see if it'll pull up the stuff out of my.
Carrie says it might be better after it's charged.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I wonder how you clean it out. You
Yeah,
know,
go ahead and post. Sorry.
I probably should have read the instruction.
Yeah. Sean, it's okay to post a link. You don't have to ask. You are a moderator, so it's okay. It might, yeah, do better. Let's see. Someone else was making a comment. Oh, it was John was asking about Sean's new machine. Sean got a new sewing machine. Wait, I don't need to do that.
So Katie, on Saturday, at A&E, because I was a shop hopper, they let me spin a prize wheel.
Yeah.
And I actually won some fat quarters. And I've got 5 pieces. 3 of them go together and 2 of them are just the same. So, well, yeah. So anyway, I thought that was very nice. And my needle minder is usually I don't like to have stuff that has somebody's name on it, like I prefer not to have, free advertising. But this one was so pretty that I had to have it. So
I was disappointed last year that there was only one fabric shop that had their store logo on an enameled pin, because I would have collected every one of them that I went through if they'd all had enamel pins. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Did you know that the fabric art shop closed?
no.
The only one in the only quilt shop in Lake City closed. I'm so sad about that. It had a big shop too. It was beautiful because it was the first time I'd seen it since I'd seen the smaller one. But it came across Facebook that they were closing, so something must have happened.
So do you want to see my needle minder?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's super cute. Kimberbell. I know who that is. That's a fabric design company.
It is. I don't particularly like advertising for them, but the teal, they had me at teal.
I have
So-
one similar to that.
And
Yeah,
so
cool.
my fat quarters, I got 2 pieces like this,
Pretty.
and I got a pink piece like I got this blue piece, and then I got its sister that is pink, and then
Nice.
I've got this blend. So
That's
these 3
pretty.
can go together if I want to try to think of something to do with them. But anyway, I thought it really odd that they threw these 2 dark ones in, but whatever. I was grateful to get any free fabric, you know?
Yep. Freebies are freebies.
That's right. I was pretty excited and not thinking that I'd win, you know, that I thought they'd give me X amount off. And I wasn't planning on buying anything because I had been looking for the fabric for my backing, but they didn't have anything. So, yeah. Anyway, it's all good.
Okay. That's awesome. Denise
By the
says,
way, I'm through with all my circles. So next week I will start putting them together.
that's awesome. Denise says World War II
Thanks,
was
Fern.
Denise says World War II was 80 years ago, so those men and women are mostly deceased. Afghanistan and Iraq weren't declared wars, so those folks should be getting the honors now too. And then John says, I will check it out later to Sean. Let me see. Denise also said Vietnam and Desert Storm. Raina says, have a good evening, everyone. Meeting friends for early dinner. Have a good time, Raina. And Andrea says, howdy, everyone. I just woke up and thought it was 4:30 Easter Sunday. It took me a few minutes to realize it was Saturday afternoon. Oh, that's funny. Sean says, I'm confused too, as I had yesterday off. And then Shelby says, hi, Andrea. I'm easily confused now that I'm working, so totally understand. Ah, so Shelby got a job. Awesome. Oh, she's not working. She's still not working. That's right. And then Fern says, pretty fabric. And Andrea says, I ate a late lunch and took an unplanned nap. Laugh out loud. Now we're caught up. Okay. And I'm going to go press these because now I got them together right.
Awesome. Can't wait to see them.
Well, they're not done yet. I have to add these to the other piece. All right, come on, iron, heat up. I need you hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot, hot, hot. You act like you've had no attention in your whole life. You know that? Get down. So while I'm pressing this, I wanted to tell you guys, don't forget that tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is 11 a.m. my time, Sean and I will be starting on the next, with the Star Climber. We will be working on the Star Climber, and we're going to go ahead and introduce the woven star portion of Star Climber. And that's what we're going to do tomorrow morning. And then Tuesday, I will have a live Tuesday at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time that will involve crocheting. And I'm Andy from Crafty Witch will be joining me along with Shonda. And because Shonda is Under the Needle, that's her channel. And she also crochets and she has a heck of a stash. So it's going to be fun us talking about crocheting and working on something. And I'm going to do a couple crochet unboxing from a previous subscription I had for 2 years before the main owner passed away from cancer. And so it'll be fun trying to revisit all of those. And I think I'm going to start working on the projects in the boxes instead of letting them sit and do nothing. It's time to start doing something with them. So there's that. So let me get back over here and press this one more time. Move, Nora. think this new quilt along or mystery quilt along is going to prove to be different. All right. All right, now that I have 2 of these made, okay. All right, we'll move these out of the way. So as you can see in the camera there they are. Now all I got to do is now, wait, there's more to make? Oh, I already made those. That's what it was. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to take this that I just made, and I'm going to be attaching them to A, which is this green right here. You'll see, I'll show it to you in just a second. So you'll see it up close here in a minute. Okay, so we're going to be making 2 of these. So let me turn them around here and I'll show them to you in the main camera. This is what we're going to be attaching to each other. These 2 pieces. So this is going to, I think this quilt top is going to come out very interesting. Okay. Robin says, I'm a night owl, so I have to watch the replay. You know, I'm thinking about doing a late night live again, Robin, so stay tuned for that. One of my impromptus. It'll probably be the night before Nikolai's due to come home. Because I don't see me sleeping. Sean, did you share your link for your machine? By the way, here's Sean's. Uh-oh. Here's Sean's channel for those of you who have not been there. Go visit his channel and subscribe. Share some love. Wait, I need to make sure I'm pinning this in the right way. Pretty colors with that dark green surrounding that black. That's actually not black. That is green. A really dark, dark green. Let me put it up to the camera. Let's see if you can see the, I don't know if you can see that it's green here or not, but it's actually green. So like I said, y'all help vote for this. This is y'all's vote in progress because people voted for 2 different boutique ones, but most everybody commented that they thought I should give this a test run because it's outside my wheelhouse, which I am fine with. And I'm putting this on the wrong side. I just realized that. We cannot have this on the wrong side. It needs to be on this side. Good thing I caught that. All right, let me turn this around. Okay, now we're going to get sewed on the right end. Now that I'm looking at the picture. I love that dark forest green color. I have loved that color from when I was a kid. Reminds me of Black Forest in Germany. Yeah, it's a nice color. I mean, I actually have probably some of this in my stash as yardage, and I didn't know what to do with it. But now looking at it sitting next to this orange, it's going to look cool. Actually, with this orange and yellow. It's going to be pretty, I think. I think I'm going to be happy with it. It'll probably be one of them I keep out of all the other ones. Teresa, did you find something new to work on?
Yeah, I'm trying out this iron cleaner that came in the box.
Okay. So you get to give us the verdict on it. I have some iron cleaner, but I've never had to use it. I wish I could find a small mini iron so I could put it right with my sewing machine, you know?
Well, I don't think it's doing a very good job. I mean, some of the some of the stuff is coming off, but there's still, and I've tried it like 4 times now.
Uh-oh, so it doesn't work as good.
No. And it's called Odif. It's made in France. I mean, it did get it clean, but I could have some stubborn stains on there, but I really wanted to try it on my iron, my little craft iron, because I get a lot of glue on it with my collage quilting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really dirty. So
Yep, that's understandable.
I'm going to try it on this one.
Thanks, Carrie. Oh. Oh, are you putting your discs together now, Myra? Ow. So this morning or yesterday morning when I got up, half my lip has a sore on it. I don't know why, what caused it. I haven't been sick yet, unless I've been sick and didn't know I was sick. Normally, the only time I see an eruption on my lips is from the sun, or if I've had a high fever. Okay, now we'll get this next one done. And then I'll show you this part of it because this is, oh, nope, we still got a ways to go, looks like, before we get that first clue 8, 1A done. Sean, you've already done clue 1A, haven't you? Because he's a PMQ ambassador. Can really see that green under the sewing machine light. Yeah, it's the light really shows it all. And this other green that's right next to it's really nice. One thing about this fabric, it it doesn't feel like the usual batiks. It is so unbelievably soft. I was when we had the Zoom with Kim the other Thursday night, I asked her about it. I said, have you felt this batiks for this go around? She says, yeah, why? I said, it's super, super soft. And she says, yep, it was giving our machines a fit because it was so soft. He says, I've done the first 3. Yeah, I just got my box a few days ago. So I'm going to try to get caught up with everybody. Hopefully within the next week or so I can get all of them caught up. He says he's doing a small. Amber is doing the large Phoenix. I'm doing the large Phoenix too. Myra looks bored. That's what Robin said. We can't hear you.
I'm not muted.
Oh, there you are. Now I hear you. Yeah, that's what Robin said. You look bored.
Bored. I'm not bored. I'm attuning.
The clues go together fairly quick, so you should do. Yeah, I'd be fine, Sean, if I wasn't putting my half square triangles backwards. I only had to rip these out 3 times before I got them in the right direction.
You got direction, yeah.
But I did get them in the right direction finally. Okay, we've got these two together now. Let's open them up and see what they look like, and then I'm going to go press them. I just want to make sure my points are fine here before I and aligned properly. That one is. Let's see if this one is. Yep. Oh, I was about to have a heart attack for a minute. Okay, let me go press them and I'll show it to you.
Okay.
Oh,
It did a really good job on that mini iron that I had there. I
well, that's
mean,
good.
yeah, look at this.
Let
This
me
is the,
spotlight you.
there's the spot.
Wow, it did. So maybe the metal on the other iron is different.
It could be. I mean, it did clean the other iron, but there's a stubborn stain on it that's not coming off. So maybe I just need to use more. So with that little mini iron, I put a really big blob of it, of this cleaner on the rag,
Mm-hmm.
and then set it right on it. And yeah, it took a lot of that gunk right off of that
Wow,
iron.
it sure did. Okay, here's the two pieces so far. Man, that dark green really makes that orange and yellow pop. It really does pop. Okay, so this is not done yet. We got to keep going. All right, now it says that we have to take, which I've already made F. So this is the next section I had to do. This is red. This is not green. It's here, let me spotlight the camera for a minute. This batik right here is more like it has like blue and blue gray, and it's like a hint of cream in there. It's a really interesting color. I want to buy some yardage of this because I could have a good time with this color, I think. But this is the next part we're going to be working on. And let's see, what are we supposed to be putting with it? Oh, I have some more to make. Okay. I got to make another big block like this, but with a different color. All right. Okay, so we're going to set that aside and come over here, and we're going to need 2 A's, which is this dark green again. And then we're going to, oh, this is the one that's going to have, I got to pay attention to where I put things. We are going to have B, let's see. So I'm going to lay it out so you can see what I've got to do, because we're doing a square and a square. And the other two B's are going to go down here, like so. Yeah, we'll put those there. And then we're supposed to put D down here on this side. Can everybody see what I'm doing? If not, let me spotlight it so you can see what I'm doing. Move my keyboard out of the way. All right, so I'm just going to move them up where you can see this better. So we have E on one side. It still looks like it's cut off, doesn't it? The camera needs moving a little bit. Okay, so we got this. And we're putting, this is D. And then C will go on the top part of it. Right here. There we go. So that's what we're working on. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with doing one side of it. I'll go ahead and probably start with this side first. Get all my strings out of here. One thing I'm seeing is this dark color keeps picking up thread pieces. But the fabric is really soft. So it's picking up pieces of thread. I need more desk space. All right, let me go back to this. All right. Okay. Let me go ahead and start with this one. Carrie says, laugh out loud, this clue messed my brain a little bit when I did mine. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's not hard, but it just is teasing. Hello, Linda, welcome, welcome. Teresa, it's called Magic Cleaner, is what Linda said.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple from different cleaners from Vac Quarter Shop. Most of them I haven't been very impressed with, but this one that I just tried, I think it did pretty good on that little iron that I use for collage quilting. So that iron has a lot of, well, in collage quilting, I use petites, and sometimes petites still have some of the wax on them. And so it marked up my iron. That's where all that gunk came from, is those petites. And also there's probably some applique glue on there a little bit.
We all need a built-in vacuum cleaner on our machines for fluffy fabric, velvet, and fleece. That was from John. Linda says she went to the farmer's market and had dinner, coffee and peace in my PMQ flyway while I watch. Hope you are doing good, doing better after eye surgery. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. That's really good.
Okay. One of them I have is called Magic Iron Cleaner. Is that the one you're talking about? And then these are like dryer sheets. It's an iron cleaner.
I saw where someone was talking about using dryer sheets, regular dryer sheets to clean their iron with.
Mm-hmm.
And if I
Okay,
didn't have scented dryer sheets, I definitely would try using one.
that's what these look like as dryer sheets.
Thank you, Steph, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That super chat's gonna go to my hardware fund that I'm trying to raise money to buy some hardware with. I need a couple different things for this to make my lives better. Especially because I want to put a camera right here where you guys can see everything when I'm sewing down here. Like what Theresa Louise does. And I'm sorry, not Teresa, Tiffany. Tiffany has a camera that sits up over her head, and so does Becca does, and a couple of people do, where they got it where you can see the sewing bed better. And I think it's just I need this apparatus that can click to it. I need a better camera. I have a good Canon camera, but I need some extra hardware to use that camera. Okay, I've got both of these pinned on now, so I'm going to go ahead and sew both sides and get that done first. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't move these because I need to know where they're supposed to go, so we don't get these colors turned around.
Welcome, welcome. Katie, I wish you'd spotlight your hands.
I think are we
Yay.
froze? We froze for a minute, I think.
Everything okay now, Teresa?
Yep, it's back.
Okay. All right, so I got one side done, and I'm just going to move this a little bit because I don't want to knock them out and then put them on the wrong side. All right.
Okay, Linda, I'm going to try this magic cleaner, iron cleaner, and see if it'll take the rest of the goop off of that iron. I haven't even tried this one yet, so.
It's okay, Andrea. I remember that you mentioned the other day about what was going on, and I'm okay with that. You can worry about it when you actually can, whenever you want to. I'm not going to get upset about it at all. Laura says I maybe been trying to clean it. Oh, okay, you already read that. Katie, that is fantastic. I love it. This might be a very vibrant. I think that it's going to meet its expectation to it, the name of the quilt, it being called Phoenix. And I love that that we went this route and chose this one. because I think I'm going to be happy with this pretty much. All right, let me go take these to the iron real quick and I'm going to press them. Be right back.
Oh my goodness, that stuff works awesome.
Which works well?
This it's called Magic Iron Cleaner. It's called Magic. It's made in the United States. Woohoo! And it took the rest of that goop off of the back of that iron. So when Katie flips the camera back, I'll show you.
Hang on. I'll flip you.
And
Spotlighting you now.
I would have to say it looks like back to new. Yeah, it did a good job. All right. So here's the new spot.
Wow.
So that was the first spot, but it still didn't take off all of it. I tried 3-4 times, and so there was still stuff left on it. So then I tried the magic, and it, as you can see, and here's the iron.
So sorry about your daughter.
Can you see
Being
the
sick
iron?
in an ICU.
Wow, it made it spotless, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so I'm going to try cleaning my other one. Huh. Yeah. I'm glad I went and looked to see what else I had. Thanks, Linda.
I'm sorry to hear about all this stuff going on, Andrea. I hope she gets better. Andrea's been having a really rough time of it lately.
Well, I'll have to go back and read that. But
Her daughter had a stroke.
oh no, I'm sorry.
Wow, that's scary. I can't even imagine how that's making you feel right now. I'll be sending thoughts and good thoughts and big hugs your way, okay? How are you, Katie? Stacy is asking me that. I'm doing better. As far as in my head anyway. Um, I have been trying to just look forward to Nikolai coming home and he knows I'm ready for he's actually ready to come home too from what I can see. But I'm doing better. Thank you for asking. I don't know if this stuff that's going on with me is going to go away anytime soon, but I have given some thought to calling the phone line to see if I can get someone to help me with this stuff that's going on. Since I can't seem to get any help by going through the doctor's office because they totally just ignore what I tell them. I don't know why they ignore it, but they do. Maybe because I don't seem suicidal. Maybe that's why. I'm not. I just want something for the depression that works. That's all. Okay, let's see. Shelby says, I'm sorry to hear about your family is going through, Andrea. Hope for a speedy recovery. And Andrea says, Olivia is my pug. She had a, oh, so I got this backwards. Oh my God. Sorry. So her daughter's in the hospital, but she's not the one that had the stroke. The dog had the stroke. So sorry. Yeah, I needed to take time away. I needed to get my head straight. I don't like people seeing that side of me. Put it that way. I also think a trip out of town on a boat might just rejuvenate me. But it's still too cold to go out. And Torben said something about there was still too much ice. So that's why his boat's not in the water. He wasn't going to put his boat in the water for another few weeks. So hopefully me and Nikolai will get to go out soon with them. Probably, I'm thinking May. More than likely we'll get to go out with them because they'll probably put their boat in the water then. And since he's going to be home, I'm going to take advantage of us getting away from the house and let Hanifa run the roost over here. She was supposed to come this past Wednesday, but she ended up sick, and she's decided that when she's sick, she don't want to come within a mile of me because she's worried about me getting sick. And that's sweet of her to think of me that way. She's a really good girl. Both her and her sibling. I'm going to teach her how to sew. And she's excited about it. Andrea sending love and prayers. Doctors don't help much. That's right, especially when you talk about mental health. See, now, if I was in the US, they would just go ahead and treat me because, you know, of my history of PTSD and the 2 anxiety disorders I have. We would get on Prozac and be done with it, and I would be feeling like $1,000,000 again. Get my brain back in kilter, you know? Andrea says, thank you, everyone. Laura says, Andrea, I had spinal meningitis in 2000. It took a long time for the doctors to finally diagnose me. But once they did, the healing began. I'm praying for your daughter and you. I love this community because when someone needs prayer or needs good thoughts sent their way, there's all of us to help with that. That's what makes this whole community special. When you're in need, we're all here. All right. This is what it looks like. Now I got to go press it. Be right back.
I'll talk to you guys later.
You're leaving?
Yeah, my mom's calling. I need to go and see what's going on.
Okay.
So thank you for coming.
Thank
I'll
you
see
for
you
having
later.
me. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
sweetie. Love you.
Love you bunches.
Love you more.
Love you way more.
Her mama has dementia.
Oh,
So her and her sister have been rotating. So Myra takes care of her a month at a time, and what they do is every other month they switch. And her sister flies down from where she lives to come and take care of mom. So this month is Myra's turn. And part of May, I guess, because they exchanged positions somewhere in the past few days.
yeah, that's a hard thing to deal with.
Yep. Stop, Nora. My youngest daughter's husband's dad, dad's wife, actually, she posted on Facebook today that her husband, which was Derek's dad, had lost the battle with dementia. He passed away, I don't know, a few days ago. And she just now posted about it. But she talked about what she mentioned was that people need to educate themselves on the process of dementia because it's not what you think. And she said she learned a lot, but it was very hard on both of them. And she had an extraordinary life with him. You know, he was her heart light pretty much. And so she feels that she can use all the good times that they had together to help her with her grieving process with him, because now he's not suffering anymore. Okay, I have these done. Now let's see what we got to do next.
Okay, this magic iron cleaner does a fabulous job. If I was going to spend money on anything, it would be this one.
It'd be that one.
Yeah, because it just cleaned up the rest of the stuff off of my big iron. And here's the proof of that.
Wow, it did clean it up, didn't it?
Yeah. And it took that stuff off the other one wouldn't take off. Boy, it looks like a back to new.
That's awesome. So it did its job. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to sew these two together. So let's go ahead and do that. I keep losing yours. Denise says we are, wait, hold on. I got to back up a little bit. Laura says, Andrea, I will add your daughter to our prayer chain. Would you be willing to share her name? And Andrea says, I agree, no matter what or who, we all love each other and truly care for one another. And then Laura says, my husband and I are friends with a pastor that has about 10,000 prayer warriors that would pray for her. And then Stacy says, I was treated for decades for anxiety and depression with no results. Finally got diagnosed with ADHD and everything fell into place. My whole life was misdiagnosed by numerous doctors. Wow. And Denise says, we as humans experiment with our health with the life choices we make. When the bad things happen as a result, we shouldn't ask a human to figure out what, why, and how to undo it. Yeah, but some of us, like with me, I didn't create what has made me have depression and anxiety. My environment that I grew up in did. So I didn't, and kids do not have control over how their parents treat them. So some of that I agree with and some of it I don't.
And you know, there's so many diseases or conditions or whatever that have the same kind of diagnosis as each other.
Yeah.
And so that makes it really difficult to really pinpoint the problem. So it's a matter of elimination, you know.
Yeah.
That's really all the doctors can do. Unless you go to a specialist for something, you know, in that area. Like, let's say you feel like you're having heart problems or something. And more likely that the heart doctor is going to find out what the real problem is rather than the regular doctor. But
yeah, so here's an example of what Teresa's talking about. My friend Ted, I've known him since 1994. We met on IRC when the internet was in its infancy. And we had this long-standing friendship, and we stayed in contact with each other. And then about a month or so ago, because I think I mentioned it on my live a couple of times, that I lost someone that I didn't expect to lose. So I finally got to talk to his wife to find out why he didn't tell me what was going on. She told me, she said, and I seem to recall him mentioning things like he was feeling dizzy a few times, and he wasn't feeling like eating, and and I'm like, why don't you go see a doctor? And Eckstein told me that she had told him he needed to go see a doctor, and every time he would go to his doctor would say, oh, this is heart related, you need to go see your cardiologist. And he kept going back, and after about the fourth time of going, he quit going because no one was listening to what he was saying, because he knew it didn't have nothing to do with his heart. So he went to they live in Ohio. So he went to Oklahoma to spend a few weeks with a friend. And while he was there, he got really sick, and she had to take him to the emergency room. He died 5 days later. You know what he died from? Stomach cancer. All because the doctor would not listen to what he was saying. And that could have been preventable if they would have just listened and sent him, and it did a ultrasound to see what was going on.
Well, I'm surprised they didn't do an X-ray.
Yeah, me too. They didn't do any of that. They just kept saying, oh, it's your heart causing these problems.
That's like one of the first things my doctor does is, well, let's go have an X-ray first. And if we don't see anything there, we'll go to the next thing, that happens.
Yeah, I remember you talking about that, Laura. Some of us had a crappy childhood. My dad should have went to prison for a really long time, but he got away.
Okay, what shall I work on next?
I'm about to get these two put together, and then we might get this whole block put together. If my Kindle will quit going to sleep on me. Maybe I need to turn something off on that so it'll stay on. Stephanie says, whoops, laugh out loud. I was about to say a bad word. Well, a bad word in other people's standards, huh? Oh my gosh. Did you figure out what you were going to work on?
I'm looking at my list.
I think it's about time for me to start making a list of all the things that needs to be finished in the, all my, because I haven't made a list. I just know how many UFOs I have over there. And it's a lot of them. So here's a question for everyone. All of us have UFOs, and some of you probably get your UFOs done. How do you make a choice of which one you do, and how do you know? I mean, do you just set up a list and say, I'm going to do this month, you know what I'm saying? Or do you just do what you can do until you get to the accomplishment that you're trying to accomplish? How do you deal with your UFOs?
Well, for me, the first thing I do is look and see if there's one that's a priority. Like, is there one that I have it has a timeline on it? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if there is, then I'll do that one. The other ones that don't have timelines or, they're just UFOs for fun, fun projects. Sometimes I just look through them and see which one I'd like to work on. Other times, like this is, I think, what Jean from Captain Stitches.
Uh-huh.
She has a list of all her UFOs, and then she draws a number.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So, like, she draws 101. Okay, she goes over and gets that UFO, and that's the one she works on. Now, I'm not sure if she works on it until it's done, or she just works on it that day, or what. But I think the last time I saw her UFO count, it was like way over 200.
Oh, so my little 25 something, I have 30 maybe. So I shouldn't have nothing to complain about then, huh?
No,
200. Wow.
well over 200. The first time I remember her talking about how she does her stuff, that's what it was. Yeah.
Holy smacks. That's crazy. Let's see here. John says I stop UFOs. I start and then I finish. Thing is, sometimes I take a long time for simple things. Yeah. And then Robin says, how many UFO? Oh, she's asking me that. I probably have maybe, I know I have several PMQs that's not finished. We're not even going to go there with that one right now. But I do discover, I think I know why they're half done because I've made trips and then come back and don't finish. So I probably have about 30 maybe at the most. UFOs are unfinished objects or unfinished projects, whichever you want to call it. Stacy, that's what they are. It means it's projects you have not finished it, got put in a box, and you haven't done anything to finish it. Let's see. I lost myself. John says he doesn't give himself a timeline at all. Carrie says she has a bin that she keeps whips in, which are WIPs are works in progress. I just work on whichever one I am in the mood for that day. Shelby says, I don't set goals or timelines, just set on what feels interesting at the time. Yeah. Laura says, I never wanted to use my personal history as an excuse. Every day we wake up and can choose how to live our lives. I choose love and happiness, not sadness and past experiences. And let me see. Shirley says she has 3. John says he's seen many decades old UFOs. I don't want to be that in that section here. Yeah, I don't have anything that's a decade old. Not me. More like about 5 or 6 years, maybe. That doesn't count BMOs. That's right. So like Stacy, like a WIP. Yes. I really don't know if I don't know if people, I think work in progress works just as well as a UFO. When Teresa gets back, I'm going to go feed my dog because she's not going to leave me alone.
I'm back.
I'll be right back. I need to feed Nora or she's never going to leave me alone.
Okay. I think I'm down to 4 UFOs, 4 or 5 UFOs, which is good. But then I think I have a few whips. So whips are work in progress. And some of my whips were UFOs. Let's see. Well, because I said I wasn't going to start anything new, but that did not work. And I started I started 3 new projects. So they're in my whip rotation. Because I get bored, and so I like to switch it up, work on something else. And I don't like to have too many difficult projects or really time-consuming projects. So I only have one of those. That's a whip. And then the other ones are pretty easy quilt projects. And
Okay.
yeah, so I think it's better than last year for sure. Of course, don't count the items that need to be long armed.
Yeah. I don't
I
count
still,
any of those I don't consider those UFOs. Because I have 16 quilt tops that need quilting.
I got more than that.
And if I keep making quilts, I'm going to have more than that too.
Yeah,
I get it. I just don't have access to long arm services here. So,
that makes it difficult. But
and
I
some
would
of these
just
are
do
big
straight.
for my machine.
I would just do straight line stitching, or if your machine has decorative stitches, you can use those. That's what I used to do. That way, at least they get quilted.
Yeah. The smaller ones I could probably quilt, but the bigger ones I'm going to send to someone. One's going to Tiffany for sure, and then I've got 2 that I'm going to send to Sherry, because she said she would quilt them. But part of the reason Tiffany doesn't have the one I want her to quilt is because I can't find a backing I want to put on the back of it. It's my Sugary Dew one, and I just haven't seen anything speak to me for that.
Yeah.
And that's the whole problem right there. That's where my problem lies, is just don't have an answer for that one. Okay, I'm gonna go to press these.
Okay. John, that Singer sewing machine is a featherweight. And I believe it is a 51.
Is that the year it was made,
Yeah.
or just the number of it?
No, the year. Terry looked it up for me one time. I think it was October of 51 or something like that. But I don't see Terry out there to ask her, but I thought I wrote it
Yeah,
down.
she's not in here tonight.
Okay. I need to get to work.
Yeah.
Let's see. Laura says, I have many UFOs, too many for most people.
Okay, so here's the section I've done.
Oh, nice.
So now what we're going to do is the instructions say, let's see, we want to make sure I have these on the right side. Yep, turn that around. That way I don't make a mistake and have to rip a really long seam out. Okay, according to this now, we have to put this one over on top like this. So let me move my keyboard out a little bit, and I'll spotlight this so you can see what it's supposed to look like. I hope you can see. Yeah, you can. This keyboard's in a dang way.
John, yes, mine has a badge on it, and it does say 1951.
Oh, so you're lucky that it had the markings and everything on it. This is Phoenix, Shirley. Okay, let me spotlight for just a minute so you can have a look at this. And this is how, let me think. How do I get this where you can, my camera's been weird lately. It's not showing it the way I'm seeing it. I need to turn it like this, I think, so you can see it. Maybe. That doesn't look right to me. I'm just going to turn it back the other way. It doesn't matter. Okay, so anyway, I got to attach this to this side. Let me spotlight it so you can have a quick peek at what we're doing.
Shelby has about 30 that need to be long armed.
Wow. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to join this one to this one. And then this block, this will be clue 1A finished. Laura says she has a lot of featherweight machines. She's lost count. I wish I could just find one here on this side of the pond, just so I could have one. You want to see what happens when a dog is bored?
Oh yeah. Yeah. John says that my machine is a little bit more collectible. A step up from that, that is the rare Texas Expedition machines for that 221. Okay.
Wow. I just want to own one. That's all.
Yeah, I kind of fell into this one. It was a friend of mine's, and it was given to her by from somebody. I don't remember, but anyway, we took it to the featherweight shop that's here in Idaho, and had him go through the whole thing. Well,
see you
then
later, Stacy.
Bye, Stacy. She traded long arm services from me for that, and that's how I got that machine.
Oh, that's a great way to get one. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrific. You better not eat that till like, no. Now I'm going to take it from you. I wondered how long that was going to take. Where's your ball? Find your ball. Sorry about that, guys. But she's, yeah, when she starts tearing off plastic, it's time to take it away. I can't wait for spring to be totally here where I can put her out on the deck and give her one of those really big bones that she can chew on for hours. Raw bones.
Yeah.
I don't want her chewing on a raw bone in the house. I actually have a lamb's head that I can give her, but I need to take it back up to the grocery store where I bought it from and ask them to take the bandsaw and cut it in quarters, because I think that's a little too much bone for her to be chewing on at once. Either that or go buy a hacksaw blade and do it myself. The lamb's head's fully intact, so it means that she gets to get all the yummies out of it too.
Yeah.
Which will be a highlight of her day, because that means she would get, from what I understand, not to gross anybody out, but a lot of the stuff that's inside of a head has nutritional value for dogs. For those that don't know, my dog is not on kibble. She is on a raw diet. I had to put her on, I put her on a raw diet because my German Shepherd was on one. And it made a lot more sense because he was allergic to kibble. And yeah, I know he's been gone for, golly, let's see, September. He's been gone 8 months now. Wow. And I just haven't bothered to switch her. Because I'm afraid if I try switching her after being on it for so long, it might screw everything up with her digestive tract. And I don't want to make my dog sick by doing that, you know? Another good one to look for, Katie, is the aluminum 301. Can that be found on this side of the pond, John? Like in Denmark? You know, I seem to think that I might have seen a really older singer sitting in a window when we were in Denmark last time, but we had ran out of time, so I didn't get to go look at that used shop because I thought I saw a sewing machine sitting in the window. And we haven't been back to Denmark yet since, because this was when Nikolai had to go for education. But I know soon, probably in another few months, there'll be a chance for that. But we've been talking a lot. Um, um, so most of you know that next year is my year to go, our year to go to the United States, because I go every other year to see my kids and grandkids. Unfortunately, Nikolai will not be going. Not be, he can go. He'll be off, but he will not be going. Because of the current situation when you're coming into Homeland Security through an airport, there's too much chance of getting refused and deported right back home, and he refuses to go through all of that. So we've decided that if he can't go to the United States, what we might do instead is do a short trip to Denmark. I need to talk to my sister too, because I want to see if she's going to be there in December or January at least. What I'd like to do is for us to go spend like a week in Spain and a couple weeks in Denmark and then come back, and then I'll fly to the United States after that. Because I have to come home no matter what. I've got to renew my driver's license because it expires in March. And by the time I go to the United States, I'm a year away from my passport expiring. So I was going to go ahead and renew that. Plus, I need to make a trip to the Social Security office and get myself set up with them because I'm at that age now. You know, so there's a reason why I absolutely have to, no matter what. I can't put it off because I don't want my driver's license expiring, and I don't want to be trying to travel when my passport's going to expire, because that you just can't go anywhere without one.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
And I don't want to get put in jail because my passport expired. No, thank you. Too old for that crap. This is all nonsense to begin with. My husband's married to an American or a U.S. citizen, and then he should not have to go through all this. But fact of life these days, unfortunately. So he will not be coming, and I wish, because I really wanted to take him to QuiltCon with me. I think he would have enjoyed it, and take him to another Lego convention, you know. He really enjoyed that a whole lot. We have to keep him safe, so I think it could be that things deteriorate so bad between here and there that I might not even get to go. Because it may, you know what worries me is if I come home and then they tell me I can't go back to Greenland. That's what worries me. Then me and my husband would truly be separated by the government. Okay, let me make sure I got this one the way it's supposed to be. Yep. Now let's get this one on. Welcome back, Andrea. Laura says, honestly, my most prized machine is the one she inherited from her grandma. It was nothing special, but special to me. She taught me on that machine. Yeah, I wish I could have my mother's sewing machine because that's where I learned to sew, but my brother has it. And besides, I don't think that it would work over here because we'd have to have the motor changed to work over here. But I want to know what's the number is on it because then I can look it up online, you know? Because I only have I don't know which one it was. All I know is it was a workhorse of a singer. And I think it was mostly metal. Except for the turn dials and stuff on it. Hey, Luane, what's going on? Long time no see. Good to see you, man. He says, hi, Katie, and all my awesome quilting friends. Katie just wanted to say thank you to all the people in Greenland who slammed their doors on. Yeah. Andrea says, I am sure it will be all ironed out by then. Try not to worry about it too much. I am sure of course, it's feeding my anxiety. I don't think, and I would be this way if it was another country doing this. Any country in the world has no right in the 21st century to take another country by force. None. Zero. But yeah, it's feeding into my anxiety. Definitely. And there is silence. I'm sorry, you guys. For anyone this offends, I'm sorry. Okay, now we put the middle in. I will say this to all of y'all. I know that this is how we escape everything going on, but I live in a place where we've been thrust into the spotlight against our will, and it's going to come up from time to time in my channels. There's no way of avoiding it. Because I love this country as much as I love my home country. And this place makes me feel safe and I have peace here. This is where I finally have peace and happiness. And I don't want anyone upending it. Isn't that right, Teresa?
Yeah.
It's okay, Carrie. Yeah, thank you. Same here. Wait. Andrea says, I do not want to get in the middle of this, so I'm keeping my opinions to myself. It's okay. Sylvia says, I just got back from protesting. I think the movement is growing. My mom had her grandma's old Singer treadle from when great grandpa sold sewing machines. I loved playing with the pedal. Wow. You remember that, Luane? That is so cool. And Carrie says, we are all friends. Say what you like. Thank you for saying that, but some do not want to hear it. And that's okay. Not a problem. We are going to have a discussion about it when we do our next, now that Nikolai will be home, I'll be setting up dates for the next Greenland live to talk about Greenland itself. because we did, I think, 2 when he was here last. So it'll probably get discussed at some point in that one, because we'll be talking about it along with everything else. He's pretty upset right now because he wanted to go to the US and he can't. You know, Katie, that China and Russia are looking, yeah, but they're not over here, Robin, I know that. But the things that people hear is not the truth. We don't have people here in Greenland that are from China or Russia. We don't have ships sitting out all around our country. None of that is actually going on. They haven't even, China tried to, China wanted to be part of the initiative when we were building the airports, and they put a bid in for building all the airports here in Greenland. But then Denmark stepped in and said, we'll pay for the airports. And so that was the end of it. That was the only approach we got from China, the only one. But we'll talk about that another time on an actual subject of Greenland. When we do a live, we'll talk about it then. We'll keep it out of here for right now. Well, Wayne, what have you been doing lately? Have you been sewing up a storm, or have you took a break? Katie, you have invading Inuit from Canada. That's a good one, John, and I get that one. Well, they're all related to each other. Think of it. They all speak almost, their languages are so similar, it's crazy. They're just the dialects between all the Inuits are slightly different, but they're so close to being the same, it's crazy. So I'm pretty sure if I heard someone speak their language in Canada or in Alaska, I would probably know what part of what was being said, because they're so close to each other. They just have a dialect difference in them, but they all mean the same thing pretty much. I am waiting for seals and penguins from Luane is funny today. Yeah, I got a laugh out of that one too, Luane. That was hilarious. He says, I am sewing, not making full videos as very few people watch and comment. So just making shorts and posting on other sites. Okay. I heard that you were stepping back for a while, so I'm sorry about that. And Andrea says, I have been hand quilting between napping. Laugh out loud. I want it to be done by tomorrow, but that has not happened. More napping than sewing. Yep. I slept a long time today. I didn't go to sleep until, what time was it that I finally went to sleep? 10 a.m. this morning. And then I got back up. I slept 6 hours, I think, and then got back up to do this. But tomorrow I have to get up way early for Sean. And then I'm going to stay awake because I have some work to do in the house. All right, I'm going to go press these. I'll be right back.
Okay. Andrea, for some reason, I've been napping a lot too lately. It's like I nap like twice a day.
Maybe your body's getting ready for summertime activities.
Sylvia says, I'm on month 7 of dragon fruit.
Yeah, that's the monthly sew along with that quarter shop. I'm behind. Because she's.
Oh, that's the Tula Pink one, right?
Yeah, that's the Tula Pink one. I'm also doing it. I'm making it for my oldest granddaughter. That's who's going to get it.
Okay, Carrie, thanks for coming. See you next time.
Yep, thank you for coming, Carrie. I appreciate it.
John says, change of seasons make me nap a lot. That might be what it is, because it gets nice and then it gets cold, and then it gets nice and then it gets cold again. So it's like a nap roller coaster.
Yep.
Sylvia says, the smithy.
Huh?
I don't know.
I know what a smithy is.
I think I might go work on my collage quilt for a little while.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, smoothie block. Snail trap.
Do you have to work at a different desk to do that?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, that's interesting.
Going to a different desk?
No, look at the block. Remember how we were seeing what looked like a star legs? Now look what it looks two-dimensional now. You see that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
That is interesting. Okay, so this is clue 1A. I'm not done with the clue yet. I still have the other half to do. Okay, what time is it now? Oh my goodness. It's 8:30, 9:30. Are you wanting to leave or you want to keep on? Because I thought I'd stay a little bit longer if you want to, but if you don't, then I'll cut it off.
Whatever. You can stay on if you want.
I know, but do you need to bail? Is what I'm asking.
No, I'm thinking about going over and working on that collage quilt.
Okay, well, if you want to do that and keep your camera with, I mean, if you want to stay with me, is what I was asking.
Yeah.
In a roundabout way, then I'll continue on and sew because I don't think there's anyone behind me, as far as I know, on the live other than Soya, and that don't count. I don't mind staying a little bit longer. Robin says that's gorgeous. Y'all ready for the big reveal of Wild West on Friday? I sat this one out, so curious to see this one. I think it's going to be cool looking, but I'm not finished. I'm behind because I did the monthly clue instead of the whole kit. So Yeah, I'm behind.
Oh, my battery's dying. Hold on.
Yep, that's why I have my phone plugged into a power source so it wouldn't do that.
I do too. I don't know why it's not.
Is it getting hot?
No.
Sometimes even though it says it's charging, it'll keep the phone going, but it never gains anything because we're running the video on it. And that eats up power.
Yeah, I only have like 4%.
Yeah, hopefully it won't shut off. Okay, now let's begin the second half. So let me see here. Oh, we're gonna make some more square and squares. Yay! Okay, let me lay out what we got to do next.
Okay, it says it's charging now. I'm just going to leave it like that for a few minutes. See what happens.
Okay, well, hopefully it's okay. So we're gonna work with B, which is this nice green, which the camera doesn't seem to be having fun with. Probably because the lights are weird. And then what are we putting on around the edges? We're doing E's around it.
Sylvia says that the snail trail block is tough.
Yeah, I watched Kimberly's Friday Live, and she made a comment about that, and I'm like, great. Any tips on that? Just what I wanted to hear. It was going to be a tough one.
They do make paper piecing for that.
Yeah, there's paper pieces for it, but for some reason it's still, I think she said there was 20 pieces to it or something.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're big snail trails. But she made a comment that some people might find it challenging. So I'm like, maybe I should order another pack of that paper in case I mess it up. Because I already messed up 4 blocks on month 1. I put one of the colors in the wrong place, not once, but like all 4 of them. And I think I'm going to keep those as, can y'all see the color? I hope you can. I don't have a free, let me see if I can find a small board I can use so I can show it to you.
Robin says, gorgeous, Katie, when you were showing that block.
Thank you. I'm going to show you this next block I got to sew though, but I'm going to get a small design board where I can put it together and sit it in front of the other camera.
Hi, Eric.
Eric's leaving, or Eric came in?
Eric came in. Hello, Eric.
Hey, Eric. How are you? Hope you've been doing good. I'm just going to put 1 on here. Okay, let's put that there. All right, and let's get these colors on here.
Sylvia says it's all FPP. Just make sure your trails start correct, then rest follow.
Okay, gotcha. Because I've been cutting all the pieces up front. That way I don't have to worry about it when I'm paper piecing. I just have to be really careful where I put things because if I put it in the wrong spot, I end up making a big boo-boo.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's just me because I think I'm just prone to this for right now until I get more confident in how I do things, I mean, I feel like I've made a lot of progress over the last, I don't know, 4 years of learning stuff. But, I still make mistakes, and some of the mistakes are the same old ones, like with half square triangles. And I just think that has a lot to do with being angle challenged. Okay, here's the next block we're making. We're making 2 of these. I really like this color right here.
Yeah.
It is pretty.
Yeah, nice.
And it's going to blend right into that green. How you been doing, Eric? I'm sorry I keep missing your lives. I can't figure out when you're on. And I don't get any notifications even though I've set you to your my subscription to tell me when you're live. It's not telling me. Something must be going on with YouTube for us not to get notification stuff.
Yeah,
I don't get.
that happens to me all the time.
Yeah, it's all the time these days. Someone made a comment on my live yesterday. They get a notification, and I don't know what to say to that when they don't.
I always just say try unsubscribing and then subscribe again. That's the only thing I know to do. And complain to YouTube, Send YouTube a message.
That's a good idea, actually, because our notifications should be going, especially when you tell it to do everything. I don't like doing the everything thing because it slams my email account. But even lately, I don't even get emails telling me a live is going to happen. I haven't seen any of that in forever.
Yeah, I don't like getting the email notifications.
Me either, because it swamps my email account.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer to get the notifications on my YouTube, because I pay attention to those. I pay attention to those and comments being made. I answer all of them.
Mm.
Which one did I just swipe this off of? Okay, got it.
Robin said that Tiffany's Quilting Life has an excellent video on the snail trail blocks.
Yeah, but did she use paper piecing to do it?
I don't think so.
Because I don't recall if I've ever seen. Have we ever seen her paper piece?
I don't think I've ever seen her paper piece, but
Because I don't remember if I have either. Eric says, what I noticed is YouTube is refining their system and pays attention to who and when you watch. Well, I was catching you on late Tuesday nights, my time, which was after 1 o'clock my time, or 2 a.m. my time. I don't remember what time it was, but you don't do the late ones anymore, so I don't see them. Well, not late your time, but late my time. Tiffany did a legit kit quilt one. Yeah, she did the Sculliver.
oh yeah, that's right.
But outside of that one, I don't know that she's ever done anything else. What does a YouTube notification look like? Is it a sound you get on your phone or your laptop? When you're on your if you use the app, there's a little thing up at the top of the app that's it's like a little, I can't remember the exact thing. Is on my phone it looks like a dot, but I don't use that application on my laptop, so I have no idea what the application looks like on a laptop or on a computer, I mean. But and it'll go red telling you that there's a notification on it. And when you click on it, it'll show you all the notifications you've been getting from YouTube.
Yeah, I have my notification sound off because that drives me crazy. I don't like getting.
I didn't know it
little,
made sound, so that must mean I have mine turned off.
well, you can have it do it on your phone for all notifications, not just YouTube.
Yeah, I turned all my notification sounds off on my phone because they would wake me up when I was sleeping, which would tick me off.
Right.
Nikolai leaves his on and it all the time goes off. I'm like, why can't you turn that part off? Because it wakes me up. And then I want to go look and see who it is that texted me, And then I don't go back to sleep because I got woke up. I have to remember all the time if I use my phone on, I'm using the old one up here right now, but if I use the new one, I have to remember to turn the volume back up. Otherwise, I wouldn't hear my phone ring. Then Nikolai will be like, why didn't you answer the phone? I didn't hear it ring. You called me? And then when I go look, he sure did call me. It was because I had the thing turned off.
Right. Denise, on my laptop, the notification is like a little pop-up thing, and it pops up in the right-hand corner
Yeah.
of my machine, of my screen, and it goes exactly right over the chat, which really irritates me.
She's right about that. It does.
On my cell phone, it just comes up in my regular notification. So it's like you
Let me
swipe
see. Yeah,
you
let me
swipe
see.
down on your, on the upper left-hand corner, swipe down, and it shows you what
Here,
has
let me see
popped
if I
up.
can show you guys what she's talking about. That's actually a good idea. Since you
So,
said that.
like, right now I'm looking at my phone, and if there's a notification, it pops up on the very top of my phone, and it says maybe YouTube or Facebook or whatever.
Tell me
And
when you can see that. Can you see that little notification bell up in the, this is with the application on the phone. See the little notification bell?
yeah,
That would be red if there was notifications on it. If
okay,
you tap this down, but yours might be
mine is,
different.
yeah, mine's different. So right now one just popped up from YouTube. It comes across the top of my phone for a few seconds, and it says whoever's on, and then it goes away. But it's still in my notification list until I clear it out. If that makes sense. So.
Five messages.
The notification on my laptop doesn't go away fast enough. That's part of the problem. On my phone, it goes away pretty quick.
But on my I know all of our phones are different because I have this phone is a OnePlus Nord phone, and not only do I get notifications, like what I just showed you, but I also have a screen that shows up like this, and it shows all notifications. And sometimes, sometimes that
Yeah.
I find that annoying because there's a boatload of them.
Yeah, that's mine. I can just swipe down on the upper left-hand corner of my phone, and it'll show me all the notifications, and then I just clear them. I look through them, and then I just clear it. And I think I clear it like 8 times a day at least.
Sounds like what I do. Yeah. I go through and see what's really actually important to me. Like every now and then I'll get some messages from an app that tracks CMEs that hit our atmosphere. Because usually when you get notification, you're going to have northern lights. That gives me a chance to go out and double check the sky to see if I see anything. And sometimes it's like I walked out the door the other day and I could see there was northern lights there, but I couldn't see what color it was. And I'm like, okay, so this is not green. So what's the deal? And it was when we had that real massive ejection that hit the planet. And I put my camera up to look at it. And the reason I couldn't see it is because it was all purples and a maroon color. And they were so dark that I couldn't pick it up with my eyeballs.
Oh. Huh.
Now, if I'd have been up on Princess Mountain, I might have been able to see it. I don't know.
Did you try looking at it through your phone?
Yeah, and it showed it, but until I click take a picture of it, then I could actually see it. But when you're going through my pictures, you see these dark spots, and you have to actually look at the screen. So that they were not super bright. But then the other night, I got some super bright ones. Oh my goodness, they were bright. So we've had some really good northern lights again this year, over the last year. There are times when I wish we did live on the mountain, because then I would get them right sitting over the top of the lake from up there, and it would be cool to do that. But I live down here on the lake, so that it's different how I see them down here.
My phone is only charged up to 8%.
It's taking its time. Oh, hey Zaza, welcome, welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Zaza. Yeah, Denise, that's what I do. I just bring up YouTube and all my subscriptions, and then I click on the top. Instead of all, I go to live, and I see who's coming on that day. And then I just try to remember it.
No, that's
But
too
sometimes I'll just go to recommendations and then select the live, and then I see people. That's how I find new people that go live. People who sew or quilt or craft or whatever. That's a kind of a fun way to find people.
Yep.
I don't think I have a extension cord over there in my other area.
Uh-oh.
Maybe I can go set one up so I can move over there.
Okay. Zaza says it doesn't give her an option on her iPad. Hey Zaza, are you going to the United States soon? Did I see something about you going to a lake show or something? Because I kind of missed out on part of the story. Oh, next year QuiltCon. Oh, so y'all are renting a lake house or something? I was just going to do the Airbnb thing. That's too bad I didn't know about that going on. Laura says she never counts on notifications. I rarely get ones that with expect. Yeah, I don't get them that much either. Just sometimes. I mostly see notifications of where someone's commented on my videos. That's about the biggest amount of notifications I see. No, I have an Airbnb apartment booked, said Zaza. Have you already filled up your apartment with guests? I haven't pre-booked in advance yet. I need to talk to Christine. See if she wants to do the same thing again. Next year's a long way away. Denise says, I do that too because sewing and quilting aren't the only subjects I'm interested in. Most of what I watch is recorded, not live. Yeah, I have a big interest too. I watch a few homesteaders, some cooking videos, there's one particular person in the Netherlands that has Frisian horses, and I follow her religiously. And she doesn't do lives at all, but she has one heck of a following, a big following. So I get to see all these baby horses grow up to be adults, and I've been watching her long enough that I've seen adult horses have babies, and those babies become adults, and those adults start having babies too. So I've watched 3 generations so far of horses. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't know your husband. Cool. I hope I get to meet him. Nikolai's not going to come, Zaza, unfortunately. That'll be great. I would love it. Someone say, QuiltCon, laugh out loud. I have my hotel booked. Has a rooftop bar and restaurant. 15 minutes walk from the center. Will book Amtrak rail pass in February. The train ride will be fun. I like doing the train. I'll be happy. I didn't get to meet you last year, so did I? I don't think so. So it'll be nice meeting both of you, Zaza. Sherry has volunteered her husband to take the husbands on some sightseeing some of the days. That's great. Block one style. Okay. Okay, now let me show you one of these blocks so you can see what it looks like after I got it all sewed together. I'm gonna make 2 of these. There's that. Okay, so now we're gonna move on along. That looks really strange though, doesn't it? Okay, we'll set them aside for right this minute. Okay. I'm gonna have to plug this Kindle in soon, looks like. Oh, flying geese time. Yay. Okay, we need B, which is this one.
I think I need to get a new charger. I don't know what is going on.
Giving you a hard time?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Make sure I got all these the way they're supposed to be. So this is C. That's D. This is E. And this is B. Okay. Got it. All right. Denise says, can you renew your passport online? How about your driver's license? That's a really good question, Denise. As far as my passport's concerned, the only reason I do not want to do it through the mail is because you've heard me say multiple times how bad the mailing system has been between the United States and here. And I do not want to risk my passport getting lost because if I go anywhere without one, I will get arrested. And that would not be cool. As far as the Florida driver's license, I will look into that. I might can do it online. I hope. If not, then I'll have to go do it all in person. QuiltCon was a lot of fun, Zaza. I enjoyed it a lot. Wow, a charity cat show. That's interesting. I decided if I'm going cross country, make it a full vacation. Can make 10 stops over 30 days on the path. Yeah, you should do the Zephyr, LaWayne. That's exceptional. Laura, that's a shame that you have prior obligations. And Laura and Zaza says, Laura, LaWayne, that sounds great. And then Laura says, Zaza, I'm super sad, but it's fine. I'll get over it. We raise a lot of money, so it's all good. And then Zaza says, Laura, next year it will be back on your side of the country. And then Denise says, do they hand out passports same day you walk in? Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know. This is the first time where I am caught between a rock and a hard place because of the current destabilization of so much things going on at the same time. And I had intended upon doing all this stuff next year anyway, because I got to go to the Social Security office. I can't do it online. I have to go in person. That is a requirement for me to set up my stuff. My knowledge is old, but if not expired, you can renew online passport or driver's license, says Sylvia. I guess it'll be according to the state because my passport and my driver's license are from was done in Florida. So there's that. And DeSantis made a lot of different rule changes during while he's been governor. Especially when it comes to immigration. How can here you can get a same day passport, but it's much more expensive and you need to book an appointment first. Yeah, I don't have nowhere to go and do something like that, Zaza. I mean, I live in a remote place. We have a consulate in Nuke, but I don't know that they can do anything about my passport. in Mexico, visa have to be renewed in person. Number of days, 30 to 60. Yep. Nikolai has to do the visa thing, but now they've added a new thing where he's got to do something else that has to be done 30 days before the visa, because the visa can only be done so many hours before flying. I think it's 48 hours. Something like that. It's very complicated, you guys. That's why he's not going to fly. So we'll just go do something together in Denmark and Spain. I need to get a hold of my sister, see if she's open for company in January or December. I don't know, probably January or the latter part of December anyway. As long as the weather behaves itself in Nuuk, that is, where we can get to Denmark. Because see, our 15th anniversary is on the 2nd of January. So I was thinking, since he can't go to the United States, we might as well go do something over in Europe. And I think it would be good to go see his dad, his biological dad, and then we go see my sister in Spain. Because I haven't seen my sister in a very long time. My younger sister's been living in Spain for 38 years. So 2 of us live out of the country.
When's the last time you saw her?
Last time I saw her was when our dad died, and that was in 1998.
Oh, wow. Long time.
Yep. What the heck? Uh-oh. What we got going on with this bobbin? That made me jump when it made that noise. Oh, it's about to run out. I guess the other second tail right here. See it? Yeah, I don't think you can see it, can you? Anyway, it got caught on that second tail. Oops. Katie, you could ask Myra to check it out for you. This is true. The TSA says they are not going to extend the requirement to have a real ID past May 5th this year. So you need to get on it now to find out what you can or can't, what can or can't be done. Yeah, because there's also that part of it since I fly domestically. But normally I don't see where it matters with my driver's license as far as flying domestically, because I use my passport and I don't even bother to show my driver's license. I have a driver's license because I have to have one to drive a car in the United States. And I don't think they accept my Greenlandic driver's license. Denmark does, but I don't think the US would. Luane says the last train I will take in the California Zephyr. So since it's wintertime, we'll get to. Yeah, I'm glad you're going to get to do that, Luane. That I have watched many videos about the Zephyr, and it's worth it. Well worth it. It's like a 2-day trip from like San Francisco to Chicago. So I'm not sure which track you're taking, but yeah. Let's see. You should check out. You should check. You might be able to get one of the consulate. I know with visas to the U.S., it has to be an embassy, not a consulate. I don't have to have a visa. Just Nikolai does. And he doesn't even go to an embassy or a consulate. He gets his visa through ESTA. It's an online thing. But now they've added an additional thing he has to do, and that takes longer apparently, because then they're going to do stupid shit. Sorry for the language. Our contractor is really good. We've been working with him for 10 years. I'm just bummed because that's where I was moving my sewing machine room. I had to move everything again. Aw. Hey, by the way, Laura, how are you doing? Are you feeling better now? Oh, I need to change the bobbin too. Darn it. Got to start trying. Here's my bobbin cake. Katie, are you getting caught up? Yeah. Well, yeah. This is clue 1 I'm working on right now because I finally got my kit. So that's what I'm working on right now. I plan on trying to get everything caught up so that when clue four hits, I'll be up with everybody else. So that's what I'm working on tonight. And that's why this live is going for so long. I'm going until I get too tired. The more I do, the better for me. And besides, I need to go to bed tonight. So if I can get myself, I have to go to sleep tonight because I have a live with Sean early his time, but it's still early for me too. 11 a.m. is early for me, in case you didn't know that. So, because we have a live tomorrow. And we'll be doing working on the woven star for Star Climber. I haven't even started cutting the fabric for that yet. But I figured I would do that in the morning when I got up. Because I'll probably do 1 or 2 stars during the live. Depending on how long it takes. And I need to go rewatch Kimberly's live from where she was showing doing it too. She did a good job with the video. Katie, are you vegan? That's a tough expense. Yes, it is. Katie, I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I'm the Energizer Bunny. I just keep on going. Yep, can't be laying down and giving up. Got to keep on going forward. That's right. And you've had a hard one lately. Just saying. Wait a minute. What the heck? Uh-oh. Something's missing. Where did you go? Oh, I'm about to have a fit here because I'm like, where's the missing blocks? So what I'm going to do after I get these, the roller done, finished seam rolling them, I'm going to take them over the iron and heat it up real quick. I want to make sure these are laying flat when I add this other side of this geese on. I hate doing flying geese. There must be a secret to how to make sure that that top point has a 1/4 inch on the top. All right, let's go press these. Did you get it figured out, Teresa?
Yeah, it's hooked up. I'm at 13% now.
Oh, well, at least it's doing better. What collage are you working on?
The horse.
The same one you've done previously? Or a different
No,
one?
no, a much more complicated one.
Okay.
This one.
Hang on, let me screenshot you. Oh my gosh, hang on, let me share it with everyone. Wow, that one's going to be fun. You're spotlighted now. That is going to be fun. How long do you
Yeah,
think it'll take you to do that one?
a long time because it's really big.
Uh-huh.
It's like 36 by 47.
Oh yeah, that'll keep you busy for a while.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, Shelby, and have a great weekend.
And the process on this one is a lot different than the one I did before.
Yeah. Okay. I survived worse. I had spinal meningitis in 2000 with 5% chance of survival, and in 2008 at 30%. Oh my goodness, you've had your hands full, Laura. Okay, let's get the leader in.
Well, Katie, I think I'm going to go ahead and go. It's almost 5 o'clock. And
Yeah, I just realized it's fixing to be 11 my time, so I think I'm going to crack it down too.
well,
Thank you
thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it so much.
It was good to see you and everybody else. And
Robin
yeah,
wanted you to show what you're working on.
what's that?
Robin wanted you to show what you were working on.
Oh, can you see it?
At least she saw it now.
It's the horse. It's a pattern by Emily Taylor.
I really appreciate you coming and hanging with me. We should do this more often if you're feeling up for it, that is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I haven't been feeling really great, so I haven't been doing much at all. I've been a couch hog.
yeah, I understand. I took a week off last week and just didn't do any lives. I needed some time off. I think we all go through that, I think.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try and be on tomorrow. So,
Okay. That's 2 o'clock Pacific time, right?
yep, 2 o'clock
Okay.
Pacific.
All right.
Yep.
Y'all go
All right.
watch Teresa. Don't forget to do that. And
Okay.
thank you for coming. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Anytime. I'll
Okay.
talk to you later.
Okay,
Try to
sweetie.
get some sleep.
All right. Good night.
Okay. Good night.
Okay, I'm going to also book out of here, y'all. I've been here on for a while. Oh, let me do the poll real quick before we all leave. So the question was, which one of these crafts do you like to do on a regular basis? 73% said sewing, 6% said crocheting or knitting, 2% said embroider or cross stitch, and 20% said above all of the above. So thank you for answering the poll. Thank you for coming to my live. I appreciate every one of you. Y'all are a blessing to me, and I appreciate all the support you give me. Y'all feel my hug for me for being so thankful for y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow morning really early at 11 or at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live with me and Sean doing another portion of the Star Climber. So come and join us early in the morning if you feel like getting up that early, and we'll see you tomorrow. Anyway, have a great night. Remember to live, laugh, love, and dream. And what do you do with all that? You create something beautiful. Good night, everyone. See you on the next live.